This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, joined by Skittles. Skittles, you missed Tony the Tiger on there, Skittles.
Maybe that's why he came up this time
Yeah.
because you tried to get him on the last video and I didn't see him come.
Yes, he's my
Finally
buddy.
came.
Yeah, Skittles is my buddy. He's so happy I'm back. I'm like, Skittles, we gotta move to Toronto, Skittles. Yes, it's a happening, but where are you going?
You're making it look like you're living in Toronto right now.
Yeah, I know. Folks, I got beautiful Toronto background behind me because, well, I think it's cooler than New Brunswick. It sucks a lot less than New Brunswick. And
Well,
people here, especially the job I had that I got fired from, fuck those people. They hate it when I criticize New Brunswick. But you know what? They're all the more reasons why the province sucks.
yeah,
So yeah,
I
it's
get
like a backwards province, and people from here, I hear a complain about Toronto enough, and I'm like, I just spent a week in Toronto. All this crime and all that stuff I keep hearing, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And quite
Were you wearing
frankly,
your glasses? Were you wearing your glasses the whole time?
no. But I'll tell you one thing, this country bunker outback bullshit environment I live in here that I'm just more than a little tired of, and I want to get moved to Toronto so I can actually enjoy life. The only thing that keeps me going here is doing my podcast and going to work.
That's not a life. You need to come to Ontario and have a life.
I gotta be able to sustain myself. Like I can't. I mean, getting a job there is not problem. Is finding a place that's not going to cost me a fortune to live.
That's why you move to the outskirts of Toronto and then drive into Toronto or work on the
I
outskirts of
don't want to drive into Toronto. I will leave my car here. Let my brother have it because I like the subway system and the streetcars and all that stuff. Here we get a bus like every half hour.
Oh, okay.
There a bus comes like what, every 5 minutes? Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway,
Convenient.
folks, we got all the small talk going. I haven't even introduced my guest, but yeah, I met her a few times at Frightmare in the Falls, but I finally got acquainted with her because I caught her eating Warrington Gillette's oranges and banana bread that he was going to use to lure Amy Steele into the kill shack. You see, that was how he caught Kirsten Baker and the cop. That's how he caught them. That's how he survived in the kill shack. And she was eating them. Saw
Yes,
her
I
the
was.
following day and she had a big knife in her head and she was running around. I said, "You're part of the living dunce." I told her, I said, "Hey, you shouldn't have been eating his Amy Steele trap." So maybe she's like ET and requires Reese's Pieces. Who knows?
Do you have any? We'll have to try it.
Well, folks, I give you somebody who's a cosplayer and also somebody who worked with our friend Justin Dubé. It's called Doobie, but whatever the fuck. I can't do these accents. But um, he worked with Lisa Langan and myself last year. So we got acquainted with him. And, well, folks, I give you a fellow cosplayer who's dressed up. What is that, a giraffe? Do
Yeah.
you
It
love
is
it when I fuck with you when you come on here? Stand
for
up. That
sure.
is a nice
It's a
butterfly
butterfly.
outfit.
It's a
Look at
butterfly.
that. And you got lights on it.
Yeah, actually, this is pretty cool. I don't know if I can move the chair.
Yeah.
Let's see. This thing,
Oh
you can
my,
have it
that's
flash
yeah.
or off. Pretty cool. Off's pretty cool.
Look at that. Now, does your son's Tony the Tiger costume do that?
No. So
Does he get to eat cereal while he has that costume?
I guess he's gonna have to make me buy the Tony the Tiger cereal, right? I
Yeah,
guess.
Frosted Flakes.
I'm gonna
Yes,
have to buy those good old frosted flakes
there you go.
so he can eat them out of the box while he's walking around as Tony the Tiger because
There you
they're
go.
great.
Yeah. Wow, that is a great costume. Now, how long did it take you to make that?
Oh my God. So I actually found this dress. It's a Sheen dress. I found it at Value Village when we went for our last shopping spree on their coupon days. Because hell, that's when you go and buy shit you're gonna wreck at a con or wear for one. This came from Temu. This came from Temu. The wig, probably Amazon.
Oh,
And
I thought you
then
said the wig came from Justin.
nice. The little hairband came from Timu, and then these cheap little necklaces. This stupid thing broke on me when I put it on. The little tiny thing. It's probably gonna fall off if I touch it again. It
What's
broke.
it?
I was trying to put it together.
What's it say? I love Warrington.
Come here, you. Come on. Come on this side. My dog's trying to get in the video now. She
Yeah.
loves it.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee, Skittles is gonna get so offended.
Come here if you want up. Come here. She's like standing underneath the table, like jealous.
Dog's
Yeah.
like, we got a tiger here. We got
So
a
today,
tiger here.
this took me about an hour and 15 minutes to get it set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm surprised because this is the first time I did makeup like this. There we go.
Now, do you put that
There.
dog in your purse and run around like Paris Hilton?
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I think I had Chihuahuas before Paris Hilton did.
Yeah.
There we go. There. She's there. There. That's so
There
comfortable.
you go.
She's just hanging out.
There you go.
She feels left out, I guess. Loves Comic-Con. She goes to all of them. She loves them.
Really? I never
Yeah.
seen her there before.
She was parked at the end of Warrington's table in her stroller, parked in and then enclosed in a like it's a dog stroller.
So it's got tongue sticking out of his mouth like that friggin' dog from Deadpool Wolverine.
Somebody said that before. I didn't know. I haven't seen that one. Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that yet. Well, I don't really watch a lot of those movies. So,
So what did
yeah,
Warrington do with the dog?
pardon me?
What did Warrington do with the dog?
Nothing.
Why not?
He didn't bother with her. Just left her the
What
way
do
she
you mean?
was.
He only reserves that for he didn't have any muffin flashbacks?
Maybe, I don't know.
Mhm. Or is that just reserved for Steve Dash?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Steve Dash was a wonderful man. And Steve Dash, funny you bring up Steve Dash because this is when it all started was for Steve Dash. My son wanted to go to Frightmare in the Falls 2018, 6 years ago, to meet Steve Dash.
Hmm. I never had him on here, but yeah, he passed away. I've had Warrington on here. I gotta get Warrington on here again because Warrington just he's got no filter.
That's good then.
But I do have a signed Ted White hockey mask though.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Actually, I'll show it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my son got a one of a kind hockey mask from one of the vendors. And then we went to Steve Dash table and he signed it. But we didn't realize until after the fact and everything was already done that he was actually selling sacks, Steve Dash.
Sacks of
So
potatoes?
no, Jason sacks. I don't know. So because we already spent it already and did the one of a kind mask, we just left it as is. He didn't mind.
Ted
And that's
White
when
was
we
a
Ted
Ted
White,
White
pardon?
Ted White was a guest on this show twice before he passed away. He was my favorite Jason.
Oh wow. Don't let Warrington or CJ or
I don't
Mommy
I
do
really
that.
I don't care if they know because to be
Really?
honest with you, Ted White, the career he had. He was 96 when he passed away,
Oh,
but
wow.
he worked. You want to know who all he doubled for?
Yeah.
He doubled for John Wayne. He doubled for Clark Gable. He doubled for Lee Marvin. He knew
Oh,
Marilyn Monroe when she was Norma Jean. He doubled for Rock Hudson.
wow.
Yep,
That's awesome.
yep. So I would like to see, like, when I think of Jason, I think of Ted White because he played Jason the most intense in that
Okay.
fourth movie. Like he didn't sleepwalk through that.
That's
He
good.
did not sleepwalk through that movie. I wish I could have met him. Didn't happen, but I got that sign. He
But
said
you had
that
him on your show.
I did twice. Yeah, both by phone because that was when I was doing them at the station. But he signed that.
Oh, that's cool.
Now I got another one, but it's I ordered it from his website, but I'd have to dig through to find it. But it was one where he's taking the hacksaw to Axel's neck.
So where do you keep all of this stuff? Like your mask there, do you keep it all contained and then put away, or do you
Yeah.
put it up?
No, I don't put it. The reason I don't have it put up is because although I've been here for 4 years in this apartment, I'm like, I really want to move to Toronto, and that's where I want to let my world loose, you
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
I yeah, I just
Makes sense.
yeah.
Where you feel like you're going to be home.
Well,
You feel like you're home.
Mom said to me recently, she said, Greg, you're a lot different when you're in Toronto. It's like you're free. And I said, yeah, I feel like I'm home.
Yeah. So you need to do it. Make it happen. You can do it if you anything you want to put your mind to, you can do.
I'm gonna try and make it happen. I work 80 hours a week at two cleaning jobs. One of them,
Whoa.
one of them has locations in Toronto, but getting a transfer is not the problem. I mean, I could get transfer, but I can't get transfer and sleep on the street, you know. I need a
No.
place. Yeah. And if I have a roommate, I'm fine with that, but I do not want a bedroom that you walk in, there's your bed, your dresser, and you're hard to breathe in there.
Yeah, no.
I want some space. I don't have to have a palace, but I hate it when you go into these apartment buildings and you got one big master built bedroom and then you got this little tiny room. I got a great idea. Make all the rooms the same fucking size.
Right? 10
Yeah,
by 10 by 12 or 12 by something like that is
yeah.
fine.
Because I don't want to feel stuffed where I
Right.
am. Yeah, I don't want to go in there. It's like this when I go in there, you know. I can't live like that. So, but
Well, that's
anyway,
it.
yeah.
Yep.
But no, Ted White was my favorite Jason. I think parts 4 and 6 are my favorites of the franchise. Nancy McLaughlin from part 6 introduced me to Zoom, and I'm still in touch with her.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's a friend of mine. She was Lisbeth in The Puddle. I've
Okay.
seen enough horror movies to know that anybody wearing a mask is never friendly.
That's a good one.
Actually, I'll show you something I got from her. She was a
Oh.
chiller.
So is that American Express?
That's an American Express card. Don't
Big
leave.
American.
It's
That's
got
a
her
big one.
face on it because that was in her hand floating in the puddle
Oh, okay.
when he
I
drove
don't,
the spear in her mouth.
I'm sure it wasn't that big though. Was it a
No,
real
no,
American Express?
no. This is something that fans can buy.
Oh, okay. Pair of like yeah, merchandise or whatever.
Yeah, and I got a beanie from her as well, and
There
I
you
got
go.
a T-shirt. But she was actually asking me what Lisa does at the cons because she wanted to know what she could do for her merch. And we came across the idea of the American Express card.
That's great.
And
Yeah.
I was talking to Leslie Hoffman, who was in A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I said, Leslie, I told her about this. I said, Leslie, you should get hall passes made. Where's
There,
your hall pass? And she got some made.
that's all. You know what? Each actor needs a niche. Like CJ Graham, he sells Jason Mass and he signs them. He sold tons of them. Oh, that is cool.
Nancy McLaughlin has a friend that makes these.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. If
uh,
they have different merchandise that somebody else isn't selling and it's their own, it's way better. They can get more sales that way. Do you know Brett Wagner?
I know the name.
Leatherface? He's Leatherface from 2003.
Mhm.
He brings in bloody sledgehammers and he just started working with um blockheads, I think. And they're making blockheads with his name. I don't want to say maybe it's not them, but they're making little characters in little plastic containers, kind of like Funkos, but they're creator created and then they sign them. They even have a double with Bob Elmore. Bob Elmore and Brett have a double together that they were selling. And so that was unique to them only. Not anybody else can sell it because it's them.
You know, it's interesting. I have number one, I gotta show my t-shirt off. That is Lisa Langlois from class of 1984. She was the one, she was the one that I was working with at Frightmare in the Falls. I've done 4 cons with her. I just did Chiller with her back in April. First one I did in the States.
Wow.
My story with her, I started this podcast in 2015, and she was one of the 20 people that come on that year when I was dipping my foot in the water for it. And I was doing these at the time at the campus station. I like doing it this way because I could just do them home. Anyway, 2017, I had Lisa on again, and we got talking about travel because she's got a place in California, but she's also got a place in Toronto, and she spends a lot of time in Toronto, but her son lives in California. But she said we got talking about travel, and she goes, "What was?" She asked me what was stopping me, and she pitched to me she had the opportunity to assist her at Horrorama in Toronto,
Oh.
and I couldn't say no to that. It was my first time on a plane. I like Porter Airlines. And it's the first time I'd seen escalators since the mid 80s because we don't have them here anymore. They left when the drive did. Yeah.
What do they use then besides elevators?
What do they
Just
use?
stairs?
We use our feet.
Do they actually just put normal stairs where the escalators were?
Yeah.
That's good, but it's a lot of people probably a lot of people take the elevator because they're lazy, right?
I don't know. I kind of like to get liked it in Toronto going on those escalators. I was like, I remember this when I was a kid. Because I was born in the early 70s, so I'm
Were
like,
you playing on the escalators in Toronto?
what?
Were you playing on the escalators in Toronto? Going up did you go up them backwards?
It was like I was seeing if by any chance I could meet Emma Stone on the escalator. It didn't happen.
This ain't no rom-com movie, you know. It's real life.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have died if you actually were thinking that and she actually came down the escalators?
I'm gonna
You
show
would
you.
have died.
I've had a crush on Emma Stone since Superbad in 2007. I've had a crush on her a long time. I'll tell you what a fan I am of hers. You won't believe what I got.
Oh my God. That's funny. Oh my God. All I saw was her face with her mouth wide open. That one right there. If you put it in, come closer and then you'll see it better because of your uh green screen or whatever it is. You can only see a part of it, but all we saw was her that one right there with her mouth wide open.
Oh wow. It's an all
Funny.
over Emma Stone shirt.
So is it like all pictures of her on different movies or something?
Um, Mostly just random pictures of her.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Where the
Yeah,
heck did you find a shirt like that?
I looked online.
Pretty
I
cool.
I wanted my all over Emma Stone shirt.
All over Amazon. That's a good name for it.
Oh my goodness. I could watch her in anything, you know? I mean, that woman could turn me on just talking about the weather.
Nice.
Yeah, like,
That's hilarious.
yeah, not only do I think she's hot, but she sounds like she comes across as somebody that would be fun to hang out with.
Yeah, she seems like that. I
Yeah.
don't know though. Everybody has their outer persona and then their in their life inside like in their house persona, I guess.
Well, here's something I often tell people. They say to me, said that a lot of people ask me, "Are you married?" No, I get a cat.
Oh God.
You
That's your
know,
answer. I have a cat. I'm not married. I have a cat.
I got a
What?
cat. I've watched other people in their relationships. I'm like, I'm good. I got a cat.
Right? You're happy you didn't get married. You're like, I just got a cat. I'm
And they
good.
say, you don't have a girlfriend? And I'll say, I got to the point where I say, yeah, Emma Stone is my girlfriend.
Oh God.
I know she's married. She's married, and that's okay. That's okay. She's my girlfriend. We had the best relationship. You know why? You
Because she
know,
doesn't know it.
no, I'll tell you why. It's the perfect relationship. I'll tell you why. She doesn't bother me. Every six every 6 months or so, I get the notification that she's got a new movie coming out. So that means I gotta have some money for her.
Right?
I have to deposit. I don't deposit it through the bank. With Emma, it's different. I gotta do it through the movie theater.
Through the perfect thing.
Yep,
Bank
yep.
account.
I show up there,
Yeah.
and you know what? I never know what I'm
Yeah.
going. I never know what I'm going to get. You know, and all I have to do is sit down in the recliner with a popcorn and a drink, and Emma Stone comes on there for what, 2 hours and entertains me. Doesn't even matter if the movie sucks ass, like Aloha.
Aloha. I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah, Cameron Crowe went from almost famous to Aloha. Not a good look for him, but
Oh,
Emma Stone was in it, so I was like,
God.
so she'll come on there and entertain me. Now, something like Kinds of Kindness or Poor Things, she entertains me longer than 2 hours. So I'm like, oh, this is a great date. This is a great date. And then the when
Dang.
when the movie's over, I wave bye. I come back home to Skittles. She goes back to her husband. And people are like, yeah, but her husband gets her, you don't. And I was like, yeah, but her husband has to know all of her bad habits, has to know her any mood swings she has. I just see picture perfect Emma.
You see the fruit. Yeah.
The
Nice.
best relationship ever.
Right?
Yeah, see?
A couple hours every 6 months, we're good. See you later.
I have that
Talk to you
relationship
soon.
with a few. Like I got that relationship with Margot Robbie too, but I'm kind of more into Emma though. Emma just is just cool.
Speaking of Margot Robbie, did you like the Barbie movie?
I
I
did.
never watched it, but I
I
did.
actually did like it. I did like it. I have a few issues with it here and there, but I did like it. I especially love the reference to 2001: A Space Odyssey at the beginning of it. But but I think the most important scene in the Barbie movie was where she is driving from Barbieville or whatever it is to reality, and Ryan Gosling as Ken comes up behind her in the back seat. And she's like, Ken, what are you doing here? You blah, 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 blah. And he's prepared. He has the boots with the skates on it. And I'm like, I thought that was the most powerful scene in the movie because it's like he had her back all the way, came prepared. That is a real man.
Oh, okay.
I know that was cool. It's like he just had her back. He's like, yeah, I'm coming with you. I'm prepared. Don't worry. You know, Mark
That
Rumpy just keeps getting nicer, because she went from playing Tanya Harding to playing Harley Quinn to playing who's the woman they played in once she played in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Sharon Tate, and then she's playing Barbie. I'm expecting her to play Mother Teresa next. I mean, how much nicer is she gonna keep getting?
that is quite like the progression of characters. A little bit odd.
I'd say Tanya Harding's probably her most evil. Like I think most of us would rather hang out with our Harley Quinn than Tanya Harding.
Wow. Wow.
It was actually pretty friggin' funny. But that's why I tell people, yeah, yeah, got great relationship with Emma Stone. We never fight, we never argue. She just expects me to be somewhere when she's got a movie out.
But not a specific day or time. It's just a time frame. You can pick whatever you want. Just have to be there.
I see.
You got it.
There's a lot of truth to what I say because when you go to the Cineplex or any of the movie theaters, I kind of like to picture all the actors starring in these movies, hoping I go to their movie. That's where you have the power.
Oh, for sure. The power is in the money where you spend it.
Yeah. And of course, I listen to Emma Stone every time. Yeah, he's got me. He got me. I like Emma Stone, but all seriousness, I think she is just cool as hell. And I got an Easy A shirt as well. I wore in Toronto when I flew in, but I think Emma Stone is really cool, and I'm so proud she won 2 Academy Awards. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so and her birthday is coming up very shortly too. So
Oh,
yeah,
when is that?
I
When's her birthday?
I think it's 6. Just a minute, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, I thought you would know. What's wrong with you? I thought you'd
Yeah,
know.
let's see if I have it right. Well, I'm not that obsessed. I don't look. Yeah, November 6th.
Oh, that's on Wednesday.
She's 16 years younger than me. But you know what? These people that are like, well, you're too old for this person. Do it. You know what? It's all in whether people collaborate. I don't recommend going after people that are underage. But
Yeah.
Kevin Kline and Phoebe Cates, they're married. He's way older than Phoebe, but you want me to tell you something? Phoebe liked older men. But I like it if a guy likes a younger woman, he gets called a dirty old man or something like that. Like, I wish people would fuck off with that, you know?
He's a dirty old man and women are cougars.
But no,
Yeah.
if Emma Stone wasn't interesting, it wouldn't matter whether I was attracted to her or not. A woman can be attractive and just be dull to watch on a movie screen. Emma Stone, is just somebody that's interesting to watch. I know whether the movie's good or bad, she's somehow going to captivate my attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all that matters though.
Yeah. So I do like Emma Stone. I make a joke about the whole girlfriend thing, but technically speaking, when you go to the movies, and I think everybody should do this, you go to the movie, I guarantee you, every A-list actor in that movie, they're hoping you pick their movie.
Oh, definitely there.
Yeah, yeah. So, right, that's what it comes down to. So, but no, I think Emma Stone is cool. But I'll tell you, somebody else I think is really cool is Lisa here from class of 1984. And as I was saying, she invited me to Toronto for the first time. And I've known who she was since the 80s. So for her, and she and I have been friends ever since. My birthday's in July, but she had a gift there for me whenever I got to Toronto because she said she was in California because that's where her son is, and she was like, "I didn't want to pay the postage for this." And I say, "Hey, give it to me when I get to Toronto." And
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm like, I don't care when I celebrate my birthday. I don't know when my cat was born. He doesn't give a shit when I celebrate his birthday as long as I have treats. But
Every day's your birthday. Who cares?
yeah, Lisa, we would not have met had it not been for Lisa. Justin and I would not have met had it not been for Lisa. I wouldn't be at these cons if it wasn't for Lisa. I wouldn't discover that so many places make New Brunswick suck even worse.
Nice. Way to bring that back into the conversation. Oh my God, that's funny.
New Brunswick is people bitch about Toronto. Oh, the crime. Oh, this. Oh, the traffic. Number one, don't drive there. Just take the subway, take the shuttle buses, take the GO trains, you got
Yeah.
variety. I like that. I like
And
that.
if you have that, you're not paying over hundred or thousands of dollars a year for car insurance, plus the car, plus the maintenance. You know how much money you save by taking the subway every day?
Oh, I love the subway. Lisa taught me well on using the subway. And she and I have became really good friends, and she taught me a lot. I've got business cards now. She recommended I do that. The passport thing, and I went to
Mhm.
Chiller, and I worked with her there. I've done Frightmare in the Falls. I've done a couple of horror-ramas with her in Toronto. Um, so Lisa taught me a lot. Lisa has been a wonderful friend. I cannot thank her enough for introducing me to that. Because when I
Mhm.
fell in love with Toronto, and I'm going to tell you something, I'm 52 years old. I hadn't, other than Prince Edward Island, I hadn't been out in New Brunswick until
Wow.
2017. I would get homesick just going to Moncton or St. John. So imagine how I felt when I got invited to Toronto. I was
Mhm.
scared to death. And I was like, I got to do it. Lisa's inviting me. She was in class of 1984. She was Patsy. I got to go. You know what was amazing? When number one, the plane, I'd never been in a plane before. It felt like a bus in the sky. I actually really dug it.
Oh, I love flying. It's the best.
Yeah. But when we land, yeah, I met Lisa. Lisa met me at Union Station.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And we went to a restaurant to eat. And anyway, she was asking me a lot about New Brunswick. And the only thing going through my head during the whole dinner was, why in the hell am I not homesick? I wasn't homesick. That is why Toronto is my home.
Well, there you go. That's good. But happiness is on the other side of fear. So once you get past that, see, once you broke your fear, you you flourished. You started doing more.
But
You have
yep,
to be broken in order to move forward.
yeah, I love Toronto, and I was there for Frightmare in the Falls this past last weekend, and now I was there till Friday, and I just loved it. Loved it. And the Carlton plays $5 movies. That's pretty cool too.
That's cheap. I couldn't, that's amazing. I didn't even believe that when you said that they were $5, and that's in Toronto.
That's get off the college, get off college on the subway and go right to Carlton. It's like a 2 minute walk away. And their mainstream movies are full price, but they have a number of like October they were playing all horror films. And they would have certain ones that would play 3 or 4 days, and then certain ones play 3 or 4 days, you know.
Mhm.
When I got there, it was me and Lisa and her friend Allison, who's also a filmmaker. We went to some horror film shorts there. And I was in that theater before because they had the poster up for The Room because Tommy Wiseau was my first interview, 2015, and they play The Room the last Saturday of every month, and I'm like, so this is where they do that. So they had horror films there, $5, and even the ones they're playing this month, $5.
Hmm.
I saw out of the ones that they had there, I didn't get to see The Shining. It was the last night for it when it was there, but I've seen it screened before. But the this past Tuesday, I saw Clue, which I had never seen before, and I
I
saw.
saw the clip. I saw your clip about Clue.
I wanted to like it more than I did, but I'm going to tell you when the cops or whatever come to your door and you act fucking suspicious, and he's supposed to act like he doesn't see it. I'm sorry, I can't suspend my disbelief. You know, you're acting too friggin' stupid for an average person to grab that. And but
Nice.
yeah, but I was glad to see it. But I saw that for $5, and I saw John Carpenter's Halloween for $5.
Hmm.
Or $5. My drink, $5. That's not bad. Keep that in mind.
That's cheap, especially for Toronto.
Yes,
And right now, nowadays, isn't a popcorn like $15 or something now?
not there.
I don't know.
So the following night, I saw quite a few movies because the Sunday night when we got back from Frightmare, back from Niagara Falls, I went to the Varsity and saw Nora, and I enjoyed that. But then I started embarking on this Carlton. They got a lot of business from me, I'll tell you that. Wednesday, back there, and I watched a film that I've seen 5 times on the big screen,
Oh, which one?
The Exorcist.
Did you get to see the Linda Blair, Regan McNeil spinning head that is owned by Bill Diamond and Bill Diamond Productions while you're at Frightmare?
No.
He owns it. It's there. I have a photo. I'll send it to you. I
Yeah.
got a photo this weekend of her. Yeah.
Well, I've had Aline Dietz on the show, I even had her on this year. She's been on here 3 times, and she was a Pazuzu demon. I got a beanie from her.
Eileen's really nice woman.
You see, I think I got the beanie.
I met her last year. She's super nice.
I might have been responsible for her coming because she asked me to get if I could get her into Nightmare in the Falls. So I got her and Lisa in there, I think. I don't represent people. I don't I'm not a manager. I try to help people that's been on my show. So I might have had something to do with Lisa and Eileen being there. But
Oh,
anyway, I've seen The Exorcist. I would have been 1 years old the year that came out because I was born in 72. But I seen it 5 times screened here. Toronto marks 6. So I went and saw that. And then I went down to the Dundas there to one stop down to the Eaton Center Cinema because I had never seen It Follows. And it was playing there for its 10th anniversary. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go down and take advantage of that. That's a 24 screen theater. I'm like, I,
yikes. That's huge.
I blogged that when I was there. The whole playlist of that when I went there, I was like, shit. And I went and saw It Follows. I enjoyed it. I was like, holy cow. And then the following night, Halloween, I went to TIFF Lightbox, which was a theater Lisa introduced me to, and I went there and saw Rumors, and then I went to Carlton, $5, saw Halloween again.
Oh my God.
I love John Carpenter's Halloween, so I went and saw that again, and I went and saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now
Oh,
between
that must have been cool to see there.
I've interviewed Little Nell.
Now, at the Rocky Horror Picture Show, do they actually throw all the stuff in the theater every time it comes or no?
No, but when Tim Curry appears on screen singing the Sweet Transvestite, people hooted and hollered and cheered. They did the
No.
same when Time Warp was playing. I applauded big time when Little Nell did her tap dance, her solo tap dance during Time Warp. She's my favorite part of the film. I love the colorful, glittery outfit and the red hair. She's in Australia. I've had her on here twice, and I love her in that film. But but I'll tell you one thing that did happen. When Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon start to speak, um, the audience says to the Brad character, "Soul," and then when Janet's they go, "Slut."
Holy moly.
I
Is
thought,
that normal in the movie theater?
yeah, that was they did that.
Wow, that's normal? I don't know.
Well, I didn't see them interacting any more than that, but apparently the room they do. But I gotta see if I get the chance. I'm in there at the end of a month sometime. I gotta take Lisa to the room. I gotta introduce her to that bad movie. But I want to introduce her to it with an audience because that will be a hoot. Another film I saw it at the. I didn't see it this time. I saw it in 2019, just before COVID. I went to the Drunken Cinema and I saw Jason Lives, and that audience was pretty active. So we all got cards, and the cards said something on it, and we are supposed to interact with it. You're supposed to take a shot with whatever happens on your card happens on screen. Mine's
Oh,
anytime it rains or there's a fog. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'll be plastered drunk by the end of the fucking movie.
that's the fucking idea. That's what they want.
I'm like, no thanks. I want to remember enjoying the movie. The CJ Graham at the Congo. I remember there was two of you, I think. It was liquor speaking. So I didn't take shots. I just enjoyed the movie. But Blood Opera performed at it and whatnot. So, and I love those guys. But but yeah, I went to Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I was supposed to go home Friday morning, and I missed my fucking flight.
Oh, I saw that. Oh my God.
Yes. My ticket that I got in Fredericton said 10:40 departure. I get there about 10 to 10. I go up there and I get my boarding pass. They said, "Oh, your plane is loading now." Its boarding pass says 10:10, but it doesn't say that on my ticket. So I got to shuffle through security, which took time because they want your belt off, they want your shoes off, they want my CPAP machine out, my laptop out. So that took some time. I get there, my plane had taken off. And the guy at the desk tried to argue with me. Your boarding pass clearly says 10:10. I didn't have the boarding pass until I paid for it when I got here. See, this
Oh,
ticket says 10:40. If they say a meeting starts at 10:40, what time's the meeting start? 10:40. You show up early? Yeah, I was here 10 to 10.
yeah. You're supposed to be at the airport, especially in domestic flights, 2 hours prior to departure.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. When we are doing international, you have to be there 3 hours prior to departure.
How about they go at the time their sheet says and quit the bullshit?
But if they were boarding at 10:10 and you got there at 10 minutes to 10, you should have still been able, they were shouldn't you shouldn't have gotten there after
Oh,
10:40.
yeah,
There's no
but
way.
me long enough to get through security and this and that because I have to open
I
my
know I see I know the lines, they're bad.
yeah, and I was being
Something
quite
really bad.
so the guy at the desk, I said to him, I said, is there another straight flight going straight to Fredericton? He goes, no, the best I can do is get you a flight that stops in Ottawa, and then you leave from that stops in Ottawa at 1 o'clock, and then it leaves there at 7 for Fredericton. And I'm like, oh, so you're telling me I got to spend 6 hours in Ottawa Airport? And he goes, yeah. And I said, no, I don't think so. Is there a flight going tomorrow, meaning Saturday? He goes,
Mhm.
that same time. I said, I'll do that. He goes, it's going to cost you $172, where if you went today, I could waiver that. And I said,
Mm.
stay an extra day.
Did he actually charge you the $172? Really?
Now, my supervisor I contacted Lisa and
Yeah.
contacted
What do you need, Paisley?
and then I contacted my two supervisors back home. And they were understood. One of them said I should fight this because that was their fuck up, not mine. I
Yeah.
mean, if I'm supposed to be on that plane at 10:10, then the fucking ticket should say 10:10, not 10:40. I mean, I tried to
Yeah.
t- I tell the tr tried to tell this jackass that, but wasn't getting through. So I went to and then I contacted my brother to tell him, pick me up tomorrow. Pick me up tomorrow. I was not in a good mood after that because I had to get on the shuttle bus, get on the subway. So, but I got myself in a good mood quick because once I got my stuff stashed away, I went up to one of the cineplexes and watch Conclave. And then I knew that even though the horror films are all done, they're $5, there's new films playing, and one of them happened to be Full Metal Jacket. So I decided to go down there and watch Full Metal Jacket. And then I watched Seeds, which is a Canadian horror film shot this year. Now, that one was full price, but I was kind of intrigued because it was described as Home Alone meets Shaun of the Dead. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to see this. So then I caught my flight the next day because you know why? You know why? I got there plenty fucking early. Thankfully, I didn't see that guy there, but I was in a better mood because even though it cost me an extra $172, I got to see some movies and I got to enjoy another day in Toronto. And despite what people in Fredericton here have been saying about Toronto, fuck them. I loved it.
I'm surprised you paid the fucking money. I would have just took the stupid plane and left.
You want me to tell you something? I wasn't going to sit in Ottawa for 6 hours.
You sat in Toronto for 24. So there you go.
What? I also got to say this. I wasn't in a big hurry to get back to New Brunswick. I had a work order at one of my jobs. So I was supposed to be back to do that, but I was able to do it.
Oh shit.
I was
Oh,
able to do it. But here's the thing. You know what? I prefer to spend an extra day in Toronto as opposed to get back to New Brunswick.
yeah.
People hate it when I complain about New Brunswick. Fuck them. When New Brunswick can get on the map, when Zoom can acknowledge New Brunswick, when people don't ask me, where are you from again? Then I'll start fucking respecting New Brunswick. So, New Brunswick is like parts unknown. They said the ultimate warrior was from parts unknown. I'm like, what? Was he New Brunswickan? Is he from New Brunswick? It's parts unfucking known.
Oh no.
You know how bad New Brunswick, Canada is? There's a New Brunswick in New Jersey. People know about that one. They don't fucking know about this one. I can't respect this province for that. I just can't, you know?
Oh my God, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Toronto. Now, but I've been doing the con since 2017. I've done 4 horror-ramas. I've done 4 Frightmare in the Falls. I've done 1 Toronto Comic Con, and I've done 1 Chiller. I'm thinking about doing Fan Expo next year because I almost did it this year, but I'm glad I didn't because John Cleese canceled. I,
Yeah.
I would have loved to have met John Cleese, but even so, I mean, they had the Trailer Park Boys there, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they are. You should know, you should be able to see them more where you are. At least
I would like to get them on the show,
somebody
but they won't
closer.
answer. I've had Howard Jerome on from Swearing at the Movie, though.
I know who you can get to come on your show.
Ooh,
Message Jacob. Jacob Collins. Jacob Rolfe. His real name's Jacob Rolfe.
yeah.
And on the show, Jacob Collins. You know, Corey and Jacob. Smokes, let's go. Smokes, let's go. Jacob will come on your show.
I love the Trailer Park Boys. And I
My
wish,
son loves the Trailer Park Boys. We actually, it's funny that you segue into this. My son that you met just before we started this,
yeah.
he was about 10 or 11 years old. And he comes to me and he says, I really want to meet the Trailer Park Boys. I love them, the whole cast and crew. And I looked at him like this is 8 years ago, mind you, right? So 2016, 2017, he says this. I go, I don't think that's even going to happen. Like, that's not a thing. You're not going to go meet these Trailer Park Boys. And who the fuck are the Trailer Park Boys? And he goes, come watch. So he showed me clips, and of course he's like, that's Randy, and this is Leahy and Ricky and Julian and all the names, all of them, and Jacob. So fast forward a couple months, well, about 6 months, and they start advertising one and only, well, not one and only, Trailer Park Boys cruise, Tampa to Bahamas, March 2019. My son turned 13 in November of 2018. He says to me, "Oh, I want to go. Can we go? Can we go?" It was $1,000 American for 4 days at the bottom of the ship. That was the cheapest that you could get. 1,000 American. So we're Canadian. We pay 38% more for that ticket for 4 days. And then we have to pay for our flights there and back, a hotel the night before, because you have to go the night before when you go on a cruise, because you have no excuse. If you don't get on the cruise, they don't give a fuck. You don't get on that cruise, you don't get on the cruise. You have to get to the Bahamas to get on the cruise. But they had so Dizzy Reed and from Guns N' Roses and Alex Grossi made a band like 20 years ago called Hookers and Blow. They had them. They had Tom Green,
Yep.
yep. And then there was, I can't remember his name right now, something like Glenn or something like that. And other comedians. They had 12 hours of shows from 10 a.m. right till like you were finished at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like they had concerts, comedy shows. We were supposed to have a beach party and all that stuff. Well, my son, in his glory, he's got a Ricky jersey on. He wore it the whole 4 days. Everybody signed it. And he was in the elevator by himself, and Jacob got in the elevator with another crew member. And he just stood there. He had no phone. He had nothing but his bathing suit and a towel. So he had nothing to get a picture with or anything. So he's standing there. He didn't want to be like pounce on him or anything. So he just waited. When it was just him and Jacob was getting out of the elevator, he said, "Oh, hey, you're Jacob from the Trailer Park Boys." And they, had their little conversation, and that was it. He left him, went back to the room. Done. Well, the next day they had their show where they play their games, where the best part about the Trailer Park Boys is they have a variety show where the audience is included and gets to be with them for all their shows. So it's very audience oriented, and they let so many people get up on the stage and do it with them. It's fun for them. And if you go to a show for a week straight, if it's a different crowd, it's a different altogether. It doesn't matter. The show's different every show. So when Corey Bowles, who is Corey, and he's also producer and director and stuff, he couldn't make the show. They needed a Corey for their show to be with Jacob. Wow. At that time, we were sitting there was 3 sections. We had here, the middle, and the left side. Well, we couldn't get middle row because that was the show we got to pick our seats for. You got to pick seats one show, the other show was general admission, and then the opposite, which was good because they reserved the first 4 rows for picking seats, and then the rest you just sit wherever you want. We were in the second row. I think he was the 3rd seat in. And I said, "This is your chance. You have to be loud. You have to jump and be crazy." When the crowd actually went down low enough, he yelled, "Jacob." Jacob turned, saw this kid who he met in the elevator, and that was it. He was up on that stage for 2 hours running these things, and they did a who can roll the best joint contest was the first contest. The second contest was they had 2 Mickeys. So they had one Mickey full, one Mickey empty. You had to drink from here and spit into this one. One guy guzzled the entire bottle. And then Bubbles looked at him and he's like, what happened? He's like, "It's down there." And the guy's like,
He's like, you lost. Get off the stage. You're done. Like, you lost. He goes, no, I won because I got to drink the alcohol. The rest of the guys lost because they spit it in the bottle, right? So then they did a cup. Oh, then who's the, what was it? It was Are You Smarter Than a First Grader contest. And then it was over. But it was an experience, but they didn't sell the boat out, sadly. So they couldn't do another show. They can't do another cruise. That, it sucks. But they do have their Sunnyvale Christmas shows, and they have Randy's Cheeseburger Picnic comes around a lot. I love Rand. I love Pat. I love them. They're such great guys.
My favorite was Ricky. I like Ricky.
Ricky too. I love Rob Wells too, and JP and Mike. They're all great guys though.
Well, what I find interesting is in America they were touting um, the Wolf of Wall Street as having the most F-bombs in a movie, blah blah blah. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you guys that ignorant?
Yeah.
Swearing at the movie is in the Guinness Book of Record of having 935 F-bombs.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street doesn't touch that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
what? But they're not counting Canada like,
Well, they're gonna have to start because Wolf of Wall Street got well cooked on that race. So but I love the Trailer Park Boys, and I would have gone to meet them, but I decided to do Frightmare in the Falls because Tracy Savage was going to be there, and she comes on my show every Boxing Day, and boy, she still looks gorgeous. So I was happy to meet her.
she
But
comes on the show every Boxing Day.
she's done my show 5 times on Boxing Day.
Why Boxing Day?
I don't know. That was when she was first available. She was in a movie called The Bone Garden, and I had the director of the film on, and he connected me to her.
Oh wow.
And I gushed. I told her she's one of the most beautiful women I ever seen, and I think she liked that. But yeah, she's been on 5 times, and she'll come on again this year. That was the first time I did a photo op too.
Oh wow.
I did a photo op with Tracy Savage. She signed a Friday the 13th Part 3 script for me for free. She said she normally sells those, I think she said $100, but I got like 3 or 4 pictures off her table. So,
Yeah. Did you get a full script?
yep.
Okay. I seen script fronts, but I'm not sure if that was just the front page or if it meant they were selling the whole script.
Yeah. I've got part 1 from Adrian King, that script. I heard Amy Steele has part 2 scripts. I got part 3 from Tracy Savage. I've got a script for The Exorcist by Eileen, and I got a script from Fright Night. I tried to get Tom Holland on here, and I ordered the script off his website. I did get that, but the other photo op I did was with Suzanne Snyder from Killer Clowns because she's really cute. I'm going to try hopefully get her on the show. What I found interesting about her is when you go up to meet her, she asked me a question. She said, club, gun, or pie? And I said, pie, of course. And she had fake pie. It looked like she was gonna smash it in my face. And,
Okay.
and I said to her, I said, do you realize that when ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was a big thing? 'Cause my dad passed away from ALS after having it for 8 years. And they're
Aw,
doing
so
that
sorry
ice
to hear that.
bucket. Yeah, ice bucket challenge. After that was successful, we lost Robin Williams
Mm-hmm.
due to depression. And one came out in honor of him called the Doubtfire Face Challenge for
Oh,
suicide
never heard of that.
depression. And it involved taking a pie in the face. And I threw that out to some of my guests. I told Suzanne Snyder about this. So it's kind of, yeah, obviously I'm going to do the pie, but I threw it out to some of my guests. Lisa did it. Um, Nancy McLaughlin did it, but she did it with a cake, and she did it in front of props from Jason Lives.
So what are they doing? Throwing it in somebody's face? Like a
No,
real one?
no,
Like a,
they're taking a real pie in the face.
yeah, yeah. They do it themselves from somebody else, or they do it
Somebody
themselves.
can pie them, or they can pie themselves, whatever. Sandy Johnson, Sandy Johnson, who is
Oh,
Jewish,
she's such a sweetheart.
well, she did it.
Okay.
Her husband was dressed up as Michael Myers, and he put the pie in her face.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I, yeah,
That's awesome.
and I've had a couple wrestlers do it. James Ellsworth did it. Tori Wilson did it, which was really cool because it tells you a lot about who they are.
Yeah.
What I hate, because I would always give to one of their charities in return. And I've been kind of screwed over by one or two of these people on this front. I would give to the
Okay.
charity and then they wouldn't do the challenge and they'd make some excuse.
Oh, that's not right. You don't do it. You don't pay them until you don't pay to the charity until it's done. That's your
Well,
lesson learned.
yeah, but
Wow.
I would always keep my end. But
Yeah.
I've had a few people do the challenge, which was really fun. So, um, I'd like to see Emma Stone do it. I think she'd be a great
Put it
pie
out
victim.
there.
Huh?
Put it out there and tag her. Put it out there and tag her and tag her and tag her.
I could see her being funny doing something like that. But anyway, yeah. But I've thrown that out to some guests and I've had some fun with that. Some people, like I said, have been really creative about it and whatnot too. Um, so yeah. Have you ever done anything like that?
No,
You never had your son throw pie in your face before?
no,
I bet you
never
would
even heard of
do.
that challenge until you mentioned it today.
I think you should do it and let your son pie you.
He'd get a lot. He'd like that too much.
I bet he would. I bet he
Right?
would.
Wouldn't you like to pie your parent in the face? You're like, here, come here. Right in
I,
the face.
yeah, I bet he would. But not but nonetheless, I just thought it was so ironic that Suzanne Snyder says, question, gun, club, or pie? Obviously the pie.
Did you
Oh.
ask her what she would have done if you said club? I don't know.
No, I went with the pie. And she had there was a great background for that too. It was also colorful and whatnot. So
Oh, this was for like your photo op?
yeah.
Okay, I get it. Because otherwise you would have got the club near you. I get it now. I get it. Yeah, so you of course want the pie for your photo op.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, it was a fake pie, but like
Too bad. Too bad. Well, it would have been better though if they would have actually pied, like actually put a little bit of whipped cream in it and just got you and got like photos of that.
I would have let her do that.
It would have been cool. Well, they were blooding people. They were doing blood smears or something like that when they were meeting certain people, like across their face.
Yeah.
I'm not
Or
sure.
I'd pay extra to see if she'd take a pie.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know which actress it was, but they were smearing blood on the all the people who went in for photo op. They were coming out covered in blood, but it might have been a specific photo op. Like it was a specific photo op. They knew they were getting blood on them, fake blood.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up and find it for you.
Now for I heard that Warrington Gillette was very disappointed at his photo op because he didn't have any oranges or banana bread to give to the fans that come to the
Well,
Cool Shack because somebody ate it all.
that's right. I was hungry. Sorry for the fans.
Warrington's a hoot.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Speaking
Now,
of Warrington, he's actually, they're gonna have a Friday the 13th movie marathon thingy at the Paradigm Cinemas in Fort Lauderdale. It's the oldest theater in Fort Lauderdale. And they're not charging a lot of money to go to this. And they're doing a meet and greet after, and he's going to sign merch like a con, like they do at a con. Oh,
mhm.
well, my light said, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah,
The light just said, screw you guys. It's going off.
yeah.
It's like, I'm going.
The light was like, what was all this about oranges and banana bread? Fair?
Yeah, so he's having a big Friday the 13th bash down in Fort Lauderdale at the Paradigm Cinemas, and he's going to launch his new book, The Bloody Social. Did he tell you about his new book?
Yeah, I had him on here. I think it was 2018 or 19, and he's got to come on again. I got to make that work somehow, and I know about this, and I hope he gets it working too. I like Warrington. He's a lot of fun to meet, and
He,
but I've been doing the con since 2017. I wanted to ask you, because I know we've been talking like loosely about random stuff here, but
Mhm.
I would like to get a little bit of your background and what led you to getting into this lifestyle of the cons. What drew you to it?
So, like I said, we went to Frightmare in the Falls to meet Steve Dash. My son started doing cosplay, doing makeup and cosplay and different things on TikTok
I'm
about
going to
20.
take a guess. He started out as Snap Crackle Pop and grew, and now he's doing Tony the Tiger.
No, actually he started out as 2D from the Gorillas.
I know that band.
Yeah, so the Gorillas, and you know their characters that they make in cartoons? He
Yeah.
was 2D with the hair color that was this color blue.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how he started this, and then he moved on. He did 2D. Oh no, sorry, his first con he went as Sally Face, which is, I don't know who Sally Face is, but I'm sure you probably do. Sally Face, same thing, same color blue hair, whatnot. But we went to see Steve Dash. That's when it started. I just took him. We just went on a Sunday. We didn't do anything spectacular. But when we met Steve Dash, it was very welcoming. He was like, "Come on over here, buddy. Give him a hug pat him on the back. Let's take a photo. Let's take a thing." We only went for an autograph, but they did all this stuff, and he didn't ask for any extra money than the autograph. Okay. The next one we walked that was CJ Graham. And he's like, "Hey, buddy, what's up? Come over here, get a picture with your." And then he was making jokes how I was his girlfriend, making jokes like, "Oh, you're smart. You get the older women. You date the older ones. They pay for everything. You're smart dude." So then, we moved to the next one, and it was Bob Elmore and his wife. Well, they were amazing, great people, hung out with them most of the day because they didn't have a lot of people at their booth. In between, like random, they didn't. I would just walk away, and if they weren't busy, we'd come over and talk again. And I was talking to Bob's wife, and
You'll have
then
to
there was a
jog
few
my
others.
memory. Who's that now?
Bob Elmore, Leatherface,
Okay.
yes, and CJ Graham, you know who he is.
Yeah.
And if you don't, there you go. So Bob actually added me on Facebook that day, which was like, what just happened right now? We don't even know what just happened. So then that's when we went to, the next one was Niagara Falls Comic Con. Same thing, moved on. And Niagara Falls Comic Con, the first day, we went the first day, and I just took my son. I was wearing my normal clothes, and I walked
What
up.
is that? What's your normal clothes?
Like
I thought you were in your
dress,
normal clothes.
right? I was wearing just like a dress, and Amanda Bierce who is Marcy Darcy from
I
Married with
love
Children.
Married with Children. I love
There
it.
you go.
And of course in Fright Night as well.
Yes, and she's in Saw. She's
Huh?
also she's also from the Saw as well. Saw series these days. From
Okay, I didn't know that. Wow.
from my
What?
understanding, because when we met her last, they were doing a big when they did it in Leamington, Kentucky. They had a big horror thing because of they said it was a Saw reunion. She told us when we saw her in Hamilton that just passed. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know either.
I
So
gotta look that up. I didn't know.
yeah, check it out. See what she is in there. I'm not sure 100%. Actually, she's something about a bear claw grabbing her. My son said because he was going to get a tattoo of her. I
Well,
don't know.
I've had Betsy Russell on the show, and she was played Jigsaw's wife and all those. Yeah,
Wow, that's cool.
yeah, I've had her on the show.
Yeah.
Um, she was in a movie called Private School back in the early '80s, and she was did a scene where she was on horseback topless. And,
Oh, geez. Nice.
yeah,
You guys are hilarious.
but
So yeah. So I was just wearing a normal dress, and Amanda looked. She said to me because she didn't have anybody at the booth at the time, and she goes, "How come you're not wearing a like a costume?" And I said, "I don't want to be the weirdo mother with her son wearing a costume." And she said, "Look around. You're the weirdo mother that's not wearing a costume. So you better be wearing a costume for all of these events." And she said, "And next time I see you, if I do, you better be wearing a costume." So I was like, "Okay, all right." And I said, "Well, funny enough, Halloween was my favorite holiday, my son's as well, from forever. I happen to have costumes from when he was like, he was only at the time, he was 12 or 11 when we started the cons. So he was 11 when we started the cons and then turned 12. He's almost 19 now. So I have costumes from when he was like 3, 4 years old. So I was like, okay, fuck it. On the Sunday, I wore my Tinkerbell costume that I had for like the last 10 years. And I walked up to the table and she goes, "Now that's better. And you better be wearing something every single time you come to these conventions because that's what they're about." And I was like, okay, done. So I wore a costume. I wear a costume at every single convention. It doesn't matter which one we go to. We even wear cosplay sometimes at shows. My son goes, we went to Pitbull concert. My son went as Pitbull twice. And people take photos with him. Oh yeah. We went to the ICP concert, Insane Clown Posse, Hallowicked. I went, he went as Violent J and I went as the other guy. Sorry, I don't remember his name, Lou or something like that. I don't know. There's two. I've been to their concerts twice, last year and this year, and I still don't know who they I don't know their names.
I know who they are. I just don't know their names.
I think it's Lou and Violent J. And he caught a actual Fago bottle from Violent J that got whipped at us in the crowd. He got one.
Wow.
Yeah, he caught it. He's like, "I don't want it if it's not caught." And he caught it. And he caught a second one, but it was between him and the guy behind us. But because he already had the first bottle, he was being nice and just he said to the guy, he grabbed it and he gave it to the guy. And the guy actually gave it to the people behind him. So it was nice that he did that. And then I went in, there was a guy in a wheelchair there with his brother. They drove 14 hours to go there. We drove 4.5 each way. They drove 14 hours one way. And the brother was in a wheelchair. So once the show was over, I asked the security if I could go in the mosh pit area and grab, because we were 3 seats from the mosh pit on the end. So I asked him if I could go in and grab some bottles for the guy to take home when I got there, the guy already had some. He's like, "I don't need it. I got a whole bunch already," from the other people that came up and gave it to him, which was cool because how many people actually thought of this guy and brought him out of the pit for him? Like, but they're probably, well, problem is when they get past the pit, there's so many people there that like 100 bottles isn't enough. So they get swiped up really quickly. But yeah, it was really good. But we went in full cosplay. Full cosplay. I went in I don't know, some clown outfit. I can't even remember which one it was.
So
Twisted clown.
you didn't approach Amanda Beers dressed as Peg Bundy?
So yes, I did. Actually, on so she came back finally. So we met her at Niagara Falls Comic Con in 2019. Never seen her again. I wanted to go to Lexington, Kentucky to see her. And then out of the blue, she came to Hamilton Comic Con the weekend before Lexington, Kentucky, which was great. So I didn't have to go to Lexington, Kentucky, but there was a lot of good guys going there. That was a full Jason reunion, full Saw reunion. It was crazy. So I went up on the Friday for Hamilton Comic Con and the Friday, I don't know, the first day anyway. And I went as Peg Bundy. And I walked up to her in my Peg Bundy costume and I said, "Hi, do you know who-" I said, "Do you remember me? Or do you know who I am?" I said, "Do you know who I am?" And she's like, "Yes, but I don't remember your name." And I was like, I meant originally I didn't mean me. I was like, "I'm Peg Bundy." I didn't mean me personally. Do you know who I am? So then she goes, "No, I don't remember your name, but I do know who you are because I met you a few years ago." And I went, "Yes." And then she goes, "But yes, I do know you're Peg Bundy." And she goes to me, "You?" She's like, you're a better looking Peg Bundy than she was." And I was like, "What?" And then she came around the table and she patted me on the butt and she said, as my son's taking the photo, she goes, "Yeah, you're a way better looking Peg Bundy than she ever was." And that was it.
I find it funny that she played Marcy Darcy, but yet she played like the damsel in Fright Night. And I'm like, what if you combine the two? What if you combine the two? And instead of Charlie Brewster, imagine if it's Al Bundy. You know full well you got Al Bundy would be, pounding the nails and putting the garlic up and stuff. No vampires getting in here. No way he's getting in this house, and you hear, ow, ow,
That's Peg that goes, "Oh."
downstairs. He goes, because Peg's going to invite Jerry Dandridge in. And then, in the Fright Night where he destroys the car.
No, I haven't seen it. I don't
Oh,
watch any of these
oh,
things.
wow, Fright Night's awesome. He go,
I'll have to check it out if I can find it on anything I got.
Charlie, I just destroyed your car. That's nothing compared to what I'm going to do to you tomorrow night. Well, I could just see the Al Bundy version. Al, I was going to destroy your car, but I don't think you would notice.
It's already ruined as it is. Piece of junk.
Oh man. Oh
I
man.
don't think you'd notice. Right? I don't think
Yeah.
you'd notice.
So who else who have been some of the others that you've met that's made a great impression on you? Like Lisa was definitely one for me that made a big impact on me, and we've been
Yeah.
friends. Yep.
Like I said, it was Steve Dash, then CJ, and then Bob Elmore, then Amanda Beers. Well, yeah, Amanda Beers. So then we went what it was kind of funny. The story with Brett Wagner was I went I was working with Warrington. I worked for the convention back 2 years ago, and that's when they put me with Warrington. And then that's how I met Warrington. And that was an amazing weekend. But that weekend I went down to Brett Wagner as a joke, and I didn't even like it. I didn't like there was no stop. Like I just walked up. Opened up my phone. I put up Facebook. I put Bob Elmore on my Facebook. Says, "See, I have him, Bob Elmore, friends." I put the phone down and I said, "You know what you need to do." And that was it. And he's like, okay, add me on Facebook. And I was like, for real? I thought he was just kidding, but okay. So then he goes, I couldn't find him. She goes, give me your phone. So he goes, doot, 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 ads. I go back to the table and I say, oh, I just got, they're like, what'd you do? I go, I just got Brett Wagner on Facebook. They go, no, you didn't. I go, I did. Look. And I was already friends by the time I walked from the one corner of the convention back to my post, which was about 10 celebrities. And that was it. Like, he was already my friend. And I was like, holy crap. So then, of course, the other volunteers that were around were like, I'm going to do the same thing. And that was it. They all went and added him on Facebook. But it helps them, especially for the cons, because when they do see they're coming, then they can, their friends that are all in the cons that are already going to be there anyway know they're coming, but they also like their posts, make comments underneath their posts when they're at other conventions, which boosts more social media following.
Yep.
So it helps them in the long run. So if in reality, any of these people that are coming to these cons, they need these fans to be in their fan collection to keep the engagement, to keep them relevant. Because I did the same thing. So at this point, I've got Bob Elmore, I've got Brett Wagner leather faces on my Facebook. And then all of a sudden there's a Mark Burnham. He's the newest Leatherface from 2022. Out of a whim, I just clicked add friend. Never met the guy yet. Don't know who he is. I just know he's Leatherface. I figured what's it hurt? He can see I'm friends with Brett. He's friends with Brett. He's friends with Bob. He's friends with Bubba. There's all these mutual friends. He added me. Okay. That's weird. I haven't even met the dude yet. On Friday, at the first day of Frightmare, he was there. I saw his video. He was coming. He was selling Leatherface masks. He was selling pictures and all sorts of whatever he was selling. But I remember him saying the Leatherface mask, and it's a Trick or Treat Studios Leatherface mask. I personally don't collect any of this stuff. My son does. Actually, we'll get it.
Sure.
And I don't have a video, so you can actually see everything I'm showing. So I walked up to him and I'm like, hi. I said, I'm not sure if you know who I am. And he goes, I actually do. I said, he goes, I think your name's like Brittany or something. And I said, no, it's Brandy, but you're close. But you knew who I was. That's good. And I said, can I get a mask from you? Because I saw your video and I saw you were selling trick or treat masks.
Did he say, is that your name or your condition?
No. So this is a real Trick or Treat Studios.
Look at that.
And it's a really very good thick quality. Look at that. Mask. He only brought a limited edition. This is the 2022 Jason. Oh my God, Leatherface mask that they used. See? So then he signed it in silver. So yeah. And that was just because, in honesty, it was just because he was my friend on Facebook. I went down and supported him. I don't want this. But the minute it came to our hands, my son claimed it to go with his Leatherface collection he has downstairs. But originally he said didn't matter to him if he got it or not, because he had all these other things he was trying to get at Frightmare, right? But the minute we walked away, he's like, oh yeah, that's mine, by the way.
Wow.
So, you know what? And that's what makes the experience, and meeting people like you and having connections with other fans that go and they all have the same
Well, I was there on a mission. I was hired to investigate the disappearance of Warrington Gillette's lunch. You know, I think I solved the case.
True.
I
The
think I
truth
solved the
finally
case.
comes out.
Yeah, I was doing my Perry Mason. I caught
You
you
spent
red-handed.
a lot of money there that weekend to get the truth. A lot of money this weekend.
Actually, you know what? One of the things I wanted to do at this convention, because last year at Frightmare in the Falls, my big addiction is autographs. I have a friend, Creepy Cool Ferris, who does a YouTube channel. He does the walk around videos for Horrorama, and his weakness is posters.
Okay.
You know, he's like, yeah, I got no room, but oh my, he always ends up buying posters. My weakness is autographs, and of course, I like to give out my card and potential guests. But
Hmm.
here at Frightmare in the Falls, I met 31 of the guests,
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
financially, yeah, I can't do that again. Then I went
That,
to Chiller with Lisa. I went to Chiller, and I met 21 of the guests.
yikes.
That was interesting. I mean, Sybil Shepherd was doing her first signing.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I met Sybil Shepherd. And um, William Shatner, I think, was even more expensive than Corey Feldman was at Frightmare in the Falls.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Shatner was expensive. I got my brother a Shatner autograph, and I got my picture taken with Shatner because my brother looks after Skittles while I'm gone and stuff. So, but Roseanne Arquette was there. William Catt, Charo was there. There's a big Warriors reunion there, like so much. Susan Olsen, there's so many. Two of the Killer Santas from the Silent Night, Deadly Nights were there. Tara Buckman. There's so many. And I met 21 of the people, and my credit card bill was yard.
They use credit card at the last one you went to?
Most of the times it's cash.
That's what I thought. There's cash for most of it.
It's I sometimes well, I noticed I tried to use credit card with Danielle Harris and it wouldn't work. And I come to find out why. It's because she's American, I'm Canadian. I'm like,
Yeah. They can't, they have to bring an actual, they have to buy an actual Canadian square in order to use it in Canada, which is a lot of work and hassle, they said. A lot of people have told me.
so my aim, it took me a while to get the credit card bill down because that was up high. And I
Oh,
got it down. So I thought when I do Frightmare in the Falls 2024, I'm going to try to resist and see no more than 10 guests, a dozen at the most.
that didn't work out.
Actually, you know what? I went online today to pay my phone bill, and I was almost afraid to look at my Visa bill. But you know what? It was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was like, I can manage this.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness, I can manage this. I
Yeah,
can. Oh
it
well,
just takes one day
uh,
to screw up that credit card.
well,
One day.
it was over 1,000, but I mean, I can handle that. So
Yeah.
with some jobs, when I was done at Chiller or Frightmare last year, I mean, it was up. Oh, I forget how high it was. It was up high enough,
Oh no.
but I'm like, I can handle this. I did it. But I think I met more than a dozen. But one of the things that saved me, and it was a bummer not to meet Richard Dreyfuss, but the
Yeah.
Jaws people canceled. But $140 an autograph, and I was going to get that one also for my brother. That was the most expensive one. I actually saved myself there.
Yeah, that's almost $300 right there because you'd be getting one for you both.
Yeah. So
No.
so I was lucky there. I got my brother a Ted Raimi autograph instead. So he's an Evil Dead fan. So when I went there this time, I was able to keep it down
Oh,
fairly
that's good.
well. I kept it down fairly well. Um, it was difficult, but I did make it work. I got to see Blood Opera on Saturday, which was nice. I always stop by, and I always go by to see Louis Raz's video. Um, he's great, and of course, Justin Dubé. I get my phone would ding, and there'd be pictures tagged to me of my backside
Oh
talking to
God.
a celebrity, and I'm like, little fucker.
Oh, fuck. Right. The blood.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Justin Doofy was like taking pictures of me all weekend, and anyway,
It's funny.
yeah. Well, he asked me if Lisa was good. Lisa stopped by Saturday, so Justin got to see Lisa because he was working with her and myself last year. So um,
Okay.
yeah, that was fun, and so I was able to keep myself busy and I didn't overspend. I was quite happy this morning. I was like, I mean, it's in the four digits, but it's not in the four digits to the point where I can get it down to three. Like, I get paid by one job one week and I get paid by the other one the next week.
Yeah. So before it's due, you'll have it all paid out
I'll
anyway.
have I'll have that all paid. I'm gonna be fine.
It's all that matters. As long as it gets paid, don't let a balance run on your credit card. You do
Well,
that, screw yourself.
I'm pretty good with that, especially since I eventually want to move to Toronto. But
Yep.
but anyway, I had fun there, and it was great to meet Tracy Savage, of course,
Hmm.
and yeah, I had a hard time finding a place where I could get something to eat there, mind you.
There's not much near the convention center. There's Zappy's right beside it, which was a
Well, I
pizza.
wish they had some place there. I know one year they did, like would sell like slices of pizza or something like that there. I wish they had something like that.
I think they did, but because there was two conventions going on, it was on the other side of the.
Oh, was it?
There was two different conventions going on, so there was probably food on the other side of the curtains, but you just had to go through to get it. I don't know.
Yeah, but we were the cool convention.
Yeah, right. I don't know what the other one was.
Yeah.
No idea. But
Well,
they had
you know where to find food.
yeah, I brought it with me.
No, you
I
didn't.
brought a lunch.
Warrington brought it with them. Look, let's get that straight.
Wait, there was a place because there was a cafeteria because I
Where
know
was
Warren
it?
hot dog. Yeah, he bought a hot dog on the weekend in the
Hmm.
convention center. So my friend told me because she was there and she said, "Oh, I just saw Warrington buying a hot dog." I was like, "Okay." So there's at
Wow.
the front doors. There's a cafeteria up there at the main convention. When you go to the very, very front of the convention center, we were in the middle at the back there.
Okay.
So you had to go all the way to the front. But yeah, she said she was at a my friend said she was at the cafeteria, so I'm guessing that's where she was. At the
Well,
main actual cafeteria.
Warrington had to go there because you ate all of his food.
Oh, when you're hungry, you have to eat.
Yeah. But but nonetheless, I didn't overspend. I'm happy about that. I was going to make this my last Frightmare in the Falls because one of the reason things that was getting to me is that like I'll meet Lisa in Toronto. I will rent a car and she will drive because I don't want to drive in the Toronto traffic. She'll drive and we'll make a road trip out of it,
Okay.
and I'll get us each a room up there. And James Ponce put her on the guest list so she could pop in there. But I worked with her at there last year, but I was like, man, like it just
You did
yeah.
that this year? Is that what you did? Was you
I've done
went
I did that every year.
No, but you guys
Because
went you guys drove down together and got
yeah,
hotels and stuff? Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I would take care of it because that's what my dad would have done. Lisa's given up her time for me, so I take care of the bill on that, you
That's
know.
very nice of you.
Yeah, well, look, Lisa's done a hell of a lot for me. We wouldn't be talking right now. We wouldn't even know each other right now had Lisa not invited me to my first convention.
Yeah.
So I treat Lisa like a queen when I
Yeah. No,
yeah
that's good.
yeah. So I get us each a hotel room and whatnot, and or some actually she used to stay at a friend's of hers on Niagara, but like my dad, her friend had ALS.
Oh,
So yeah,
that's
my dad had it for 8 years. Her friend, it was quicker for her friend, but dad had it for 8 years. But
it's not a nice disease to have. I've used to be I worked with people with like that. I am a personal support worker, but I don't do it anymore. But I worked with people many years ago with that had ALS. It's not fun.
what did you
It's
have to do?
feed them, bathe them, turn them. Like a, I don't know if in New Brunswick it's probably not called a personal support worker. We work in the nursing homes and stuff like that. The care aides that not the nurses that give medicine, but the ones that actually take care of the patients. I was one of those. And it's sad taking care of somebody with ALS because they can't speak, they shake, they can't swallow very well. You have to feed them properly and you have to take your time with them and actually care. Some people are too, in that field, are too harsh and they don't understand. It's hard. That's a horrible way to go.
Wow.
Yeah, sad.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so but Lisa and I go down there every year, and I was gonna make this my last one, but here's the thing, because I tried to do Fan Expo, and Lewis is hinting that Horrorama's happening next year.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was saying this is about my last Frightmare in the Fall, but here's the deal. Melanie Kinnaman from Friday the 13th, Part 5, another one I would gush over if I met her. She's been on the show a couple times. Um, she messaged me. This is the thing. I guess she's followed my post because we're friends on Facebook, but she sent me a private message saying, Greg, how can I get into Frightmare in the Falls? I said, I'd like to get myself and Tiffany Helm there, and then you can meet us. I
Hmm.
thought it was interesting she associated me with that.
That's cool.
That
Yeah.
is cool. And I mean, it would be hard for me to turn down Melanie Kinnaman. And then if they had like Lauren Rivera from Terrifier movies there with her angel wings,
Well,
a
can't.
sucker for some of the cute girls, I'll tell you that.
So if these people are messaging you, don't they have agents that are supposed to be doing this for them anyway?
There are some that don't. And then there's some whose agents aren't doing shit.
Well, their agents make money off them if they go to these shows, don't they? Or not if they don't book them.
Well,
I, I don't know how
I
that.
know one agent I really like. I like Sean Clark. Sean Clark is great.
Yeah, Sean Clark's great. Yes,
He
yes,
is
yes.
fantastic. I've had him on here. But I'm not going to name names, but there's one of them I'm not too keen on
Mm-hmm.
because I think he thinks I'm doing what he's doing, but I'm not. I
Mm-hmm.
just happen to be friends with, Lisa or Nancy or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I got Lisa and Eileen both at Frightmare in the Falls. I didn't take a fee for that. I mean, if I go to a con, of course I want to meet people I want to meet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's always their perception of what they think of you in these conventions. They have a very, very odd perception of what you are. They're going to make up, if they think you're making money off of these people that they're supposed to be making, then you're going to be a bad guy. So
well,
there's a
I
lot of drama in these cons, that's for sure. A lot.
well, I know when I did Chiller with Lisa, and I usually would work with her, but the person that brought her in, like he kept staring over at me, and he's been at Frightmare in the Falls as well. And I said to Lisa, I said, because Lisa had some assigned somebody like Justin to work with her, but I felt like I was being shoved aside, not by Lisa.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. I went there on my own accord. I have two cleaning jobs. I work 80 hours a week. Trust me, if I'm there, I'm paying for it. But it felt like I was being viewed as somebody who wasn't supposed to be friends with these people, as if that fucking matters.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you would be like, what's going on? It makes no sense. You would think these people would be happy that you went out of your own way to help a celebrity do something that helps the convention,
Yep.
helps the fans, and then in the end makes the everybody more money in the end because it
Yeah,
will.
because I wasn't making. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Eddie Mika, who was one of the promoters for Chiller,
Yeah.
great guy, great guy. I put a post when Lisa was going to be there. I put a post on there about Lisa and let people on the Facebook page for Chiller let them know what Lisa was like and what to expect and whatnot.
Yeah.
Eddie didn't have to do this, but he sent me a private message. He says, Greg, I want to put you on the guest list. You'll get a VIP for all 3 days because of
Oh,
your connection with Lisa. And I was like, he didn't have to do that. I thought that was so cool.
no, that is really good. They should do something like that when you're helping them and
But well, he was all. I'll tell you one thing. He was instrumental in the Shatner thing too, because I finally got to meet him, and we both bonded over our love for cats. But
ah,
I thanked him. I said, Eddie, you didn't have to give me free passes, but thank you. And he was very, very cool. And he enjoyed meeting Lisa. And but anyway, I said to him, I said, do you know how much Shatner is? He says, I have no idea. And I said, ah. He said the lineup's going clear out the door and around the block. And I was like, wow. I said, I was going to get the autograph from my brother because he looked after my parents when they're terminally ill, and he's looking after my cat Skittles. And
yeah.
that's why I wanted to know if it was worth it for me to stand in the line or whether it's too expensive. He put me in the front of the line.
Well, you had VIP though. Anyway, you forgot that you had a VIP pass. You get to
I
go in the
did.
front.
But you know what? He put me there, and I was like, you know what? He didn't have to do that, but he
No.
was a great guy. But I mean, Sean Clark knows I'm not a threat. Like Sean Clark he ran out of stickers, so he had I forget what he gave me, some kind of patch or something, for his YouTube channel. Sean is great,
Oh, okay.
and I hope he comes back to Frightmare.
I
But
was surprised he wasn't there this year.
Well,
Surprised.
I know that somebody was there with Shawnee Smith because Shawnee's one of his clients, and I asked
Okay.
him. I said, where's Sean?" Because I saw the banner that had and she goes, "Sean's another show."
Yeah, I saw that he was at a different show this time.
Yeah, but Sean is great. Never an issue with Sean, but
Mm,
I know I had one there that I haven't confronted him, but I think he sees me as a threat, and I'm like, I don't represent anybody,
no.
you know? And and I was happy I didn't see him there this time
Oh, that's
because
good.
I don't need that. I don't
No,
friggin' need that.
you don't
But
need
there,
the negativity. It doesn't
yeah.
need to be that it's all supposed to be fun and positive and for everybody, but it sometimes it's not.
Well, here's the thing. There have been people who have asked me, can you get me into Frightmare? Melanie Kinnaman approached me. Tiffany Helm, both from Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
Hmm.
Timothy Rayner has never done a con. He was the killer in Final Exam.
Okay.
And I'm trying to help him maybe get to Frightmare. I'm not taking a cut for that. I'm just trying because he's been on the show. Of course, I want to help him out. Plus,
Hmm.
I that film was successful. It was one of those 1981 slashers. Yeah, bring him in, you know? Leslie Hoffman, who was the hall monitor Freddy and the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Screw your pass. You know the one she bumps into?
It's been forever since I saw that. It was when I was a kid when I saw that movie.
Oh, you mean like yesterday?
Yeah, sure. I
But
wish.
Leslie Hoffman started doing the cons, and I told her, I said, you should get hall passes for
Hmm.
people. And she took my advice on that, just like with Nancy McLaughlin and the
The credit card.
yeah,
Yeah.
the American
American
Express
Express.
company. These are people who have asked me, how do I get into Frightmare in the Falls? I'm not an agent.
Right.
But I try to put them in touch with James Ponce.
Yeah, or Chris. James or Chris is your way to go.
Yeah. So I'm happy to do that. I mean, I want to meet these people. Nancy McLaughlin and I have been friends since 2016. We've never personally met.
Yeah, so help them out and then you get to meet.
Well, Nancy and I talk regularly because we both come from the Christian faith. So there are a lot of times, she'll call me and like she lives in California, but she'll call me and she'll ask me about something, or blah blah blah, and she asked me about the con thing. She went to Chiller. She says,
Yep.
"When you work with Lisa, what does she do? And like, what does she bring?" And I told her, and Nancy's somebody I'm hoping gets to do Frightmare in the Falls because I would definitely go see Nancy.
Yeah,
But
but they could also do other cons. They don't have to be Frightmare. It could be
well,
uh
here's the
like
thing with
a
Nancy
fall
is
con.
she's having a hard time with an agent that will work with them because sometimes the agents get lazy on some of these people.
I don't know.
I don't know, but so I try to help them get into these cons, but
Yeah,
there's nothing in it financially for me.
no.
Yeah, so
Maybe you should become an agent instead.
I've heard Sean Clark describe this. I think I would stress out. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah,
But to
it would.
hear him describe, well, Sean booked Jamie Lee Curtis for her first convention.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know how Sean Clark got her?
No.
Sean books represents a lot of the Halloween people, like Nick
Mhm.
Castle and PJ Souls.
Yeah.
And people. What had happened?
On that piece of wood that we had back there.
Pardon?
Piece of wood that we have back there of the like wall, the fence.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
gonna paint on.
I don't care. It's painting.
Yeah. It's just-
Your son should be your agent.
Right. Agent
Yeah.
for what?
He could go to the con and say, I got butterflies. See? I got
Butterfly.
butterflies.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're
no,
great.
good. No, but that's good. No, agent, it would be really stressful, I'm sure. But do what you can to help these people. Why not? It doesn't hurt that. Hurt doesn't hurt you to help them.
Well,
It
here's the
helps
story with
everyone.
Sean and Jamie Lee. Sean got a phone call from Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee called him and tells him who he is. And it's like, okay, couldn't believe Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee had a question for him because obviously somebody else from Halloween connected her to Sean. She was trying to raise money for a cause and was looking to auction off some merch. She
Okay.
asked Sean, which would be better, her to do that online or at a convention? And Sean, and this tells you a lot about Sean. He's honest to a T.
Okay.
Sean said, as much as I would like to book you for a con, chances are you're going to have more eyes on your merch online.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Her response, tell me more about the conventions. That was the answer she needed. She needed to know whether she needed that answer, the answer of you get more on the cons or at the
Okay.
online.
Yeah.
She did the convention and she's made a lot of money there. Sean said he would like to schedule her again. He got her because he was honest. And I got a lot of respect for Sean. I don't know how he does it. And my brother has told me, he says, you should do this. You should do this. I don't work well under pressure. Look,
Oh.
I nearly blew up at the guy at the airport there for fucking up my flight.
Oh yeah, don't do agent. Don't be an agent. You'll be fucking really pissed off.
Yeah.
But
There's
it's
Leatherface on the ball in the corner.
but you could be a booking agent. You don't have to go to the shows, but you would like to go to the shows anyway with some of these people anyway. So why not?
But it's fun. It's fun going to the shows.
Yeah,
I
but
get to watch people eat oranges and banana bread at the tables.
there you go. But if you do that for those few people that are asking you, those 2, 3, 4 people, that's not huge. You don't have to have a roster. At least get something out of it because these booking agents make 10% of whatever's made at the table.
Yeah.
That would
But
fund your signature autograph habit.
well,
And you get to go to the con. You'll be there with them, not as a guest. Like, you'll be their agent. Why not? What's it hurt? Why not look into it and see how it works? I don't know. At least get something for booking them because you can contact James and Chris yourself for these people and say, this person, this person, this person want to come to Next Frightmare. What do you think?
I'm gonna see what I could do. I pitched some names at James, and James says one of those people is on the list, and that was Tracy Savage. That put a smile on my face.
Oh,
But
there you go.
but there's
That's
some that I know that are trying to get in more cons, and so I want to see what I can do to help them out. So yeah, but
it. That's all you have to do. It
yeah,
can help.
but I don't know. I'll look into it, but I know if Horrorama happens next year, I'll probably that's a smaller one. You get maybe a dozen guests. Um, Fan Expo.
That's
I
you.
really, I really kind of am curious because if you here's something I'm noticing. I mean, Richard Dreyfuss is now starting to do the cons. I'm hearing like a lot of the vacation cast, like Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo, have been doing them.
They
Randy
did
Quaid.
Niagara Falls Comic Con last year. Chevy
Oh,
Chase.
I would have loved to have met them.
Yeah.
But I mean, and like Richard Dreyfuss and um, Chiller. I mean, they just had Sybil Shepherd. It was the first East Coast signing for Rosanna Arquette. They had,
Yeah.
and this fall they have Mira Sorvino. They have Molly Ringwald. And I'm like, and then they were supposed to have John Cleese. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
They have Bryce Dallas Howard, who's fairly still active, and I'm like, it's like, are the bigger stars starting to see this?
They have to be because there's a lot of bigger stars like Shatner and them. They're the biggest ones.
Yeah, but Shatner, I understand it because of Star Trek. I get it. That doesn't surprise me. But there's a lot of people who were at one time A-list stars. Like Richard Dreyfuss is an Oscar winner, you
Yeah.
know?
Ralph Macchio just did a fan expo.
There you go. Like, I'm like, how long before
Oh,
Emma
Helen
Stone?
Hunt was just at fan expo this year.
There you go. There you go. Another Oscar winner.
And they did the same thing that Warrington's going to do on Friday the 13th. They did a filming of the new Twisters movie that Helen Hunt was in, and they did a meet and greet after the film in Toronto for part of Fan Expo as one of the like the activities
Hmm.
that you could buy as on top of with Helen Hunt. So you get to go watch Twisters with Helen Hunt. Like, who can say that they went watch Twisters with Helen Hunt?
I want to play Twisters with Emma Stone.
There you go. So
But
like that kind of stuff is really cool when they make these little events for these people. It's kind of cool.
I love it. So I'm looking into that, and I'm like, if I get 2 weeks of vacation, like I'm like, and there's 3 cons, I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna divide that, but I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
you'll figure it out.
But that's what I'm thinking, and I don't know. I know I said this was gonna be my last Frightmare, but I don't know. You watch, they'll start booking people next year, and I'm like,
They're gonna book your friends that you are asking to get them in. That's what's gonna happen, and you're gonna have to go with your friends to meet them.
Nancy McLaughlin said, like Lisa, she'd have me right at her table.
Right. So there you
I
go.
mean,
There you go. That saves your money to get in the con and everything.
I'll say, Nancy, bring some oranges and banana bread. We're gonna feed the butterflies.
There you go. We'll eat.
Here's a question for you. Um, and I've heard various answers to this. I don't think I had a bad experience with anybody, but have you had any bad experience with any of the celebrities?
The celebrities themselves or just bad experience altogether of meeting them?
Both.
Let me see. Yes, our first Frightmare. I'm trying to think of his name. I'm gonna have to look his name up. Everybody knows who he is if I just say it. The boy who was in Gremlins. The guy who was Gremlins. The one that got the Mogwai.
Zach Galligan?
Yes.
Oh,
It was
really?
so after we walked away from Bob Elmore and his wife, Zach was at the next table. I could not believe in my face. I'm looking at this boy I watched when I was a child. Never in my dreams I thought I would ever meet him. And that's exactly what I said to him. I could not believe him I can't even believe you're in front of my face right now. My whole life I never thought I would ever meet you. And he was like, "Oh, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want signed?" And I was like, I didn't want anything. I just brought, like, we only got enough money out for my son to get all the autographs he wanted from all the people we had. We just got the money we just took out cash from the ATM because we didn't know everything was all cash. So I was like, I don't want anything. And then he just disregarded us altogether. Like we weren't standing anymore. He's like, all right, have a good day. Bye. What? Conversation's over? I'm confused. What's going on? And then we saw right after him, we walked away from him and John Pinto. Pinto, it was like the little boy on
Who's the boss?
yeah, Danny
Okay.
Pinto. Danny Pinto. And I walked up and I was still like in shock from what just happened. And Danny's like, "What's going on?" I go, I don't even know what to say right now because like he just disregarded me completely. And I'm like, same with Danny Pinto. Like I watched you since I was a kid. Like I love you. Like it's cool. And he's like, yeah, just don't mind those kind of people. He's a miserable, whatever. And he's like, just have fun. Don't worry about it. And just moved on. Just move on. And that was it. But that was the only, yeah, I think that was the only like real problem we ever, like not problem, but like not a good meeting. It was like, nah. So I would never, if he came back, I still wouldn't buy anything from him. I have no reason to. Where there's other people that I've met, I didn't buy anything from the first time, didn't even know who they were, met them, but then went back another con. They come back and I buy a photo from them, like get a selfie and stuff. Why not? They took the time to spend with you. It's all in the interaction if you don't know them, and then you go back and you see them again. Then you're like, oh, hey, like Amanda Beers. I straight up walked up to her and said, by the way, I hated Married with Children because my stepdad made me watch it every single day when my TV show was on at the exact same time and I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, but
I
your
had to
TV
watch
show sucked and Married with Children was better. Your dad was right. You should have been grounded for not watching
it was
children.
my mom's boyfriend. Yeah, I told her straight up that I hated Married with Children. I hated it.
Blasphemy.
I know. She's like, yeah, you know what? Not many people liked it, but there's that area of people who love it. So yeah, I was younger though. I'm younger than that, so it was like, it wasn't my thing. But when you watch it now as an adult, you're like, this shit's fucking hilarious because
Well,
it's
it's
so
one of the
true.
few sitcoms that really still holds up because it
Well,
was
yeah.
genuinely fucking funny, you know?
Yeah, and it's real life shit that happens. She said, I go, what do you think if they ever made that again? She goes, they would never get that through network TV these days, the way Al was. Never. But they still play it on TV all the time, so hey.
What gets me is nowadays, you know, with all the woke crap and all the checking the boxes, it's hard to find anything now that they don't try to corrupt,
Yeah.
you know? So I have a real issue with that because
Mhm.
we live in a day and age now, if you're a straight white male, it's all right to be racist towards you, but yet they argue about equality.
Yeah, I know. That's
You
weird.
know, I don't put up with that. So, you know, I'm okay with everybody, but I like how it's being dictated that if you're a straight white male, suddenly it's okay to shit all over you. And I'm like, well, you can try. You're not gonna like the result of that, mind you, but because I'm gonna shit right back. But
What about you? Did you meet anybody that you had a bad experience with going to these conventions? That's what made you think of it?
you know what? I have a real issue with because I don't make money at this podcast. I work two cleaning jobs. And I really hate it when I give my card to somebody to try to get them to come on my show at a later date and I get disregarded. And last year, actually, here's a guy I didn't meet. I remember reaching out to Jeff Lieberman, the director of Just Before Dawn. And I'm always going to remember this because I'm going to have a financially, I'm not giving him any support. I reached out to him to have him on the show. And what did he do? He looks at my YouTube and comes back at me. He says, you only have so many subscribers and you've only had maybe a couple videos in the last few months that's made any significant amount of views. And I'm sitting there thinking, who do you think you are? Alfred Hitchcock? Are you
Right?
Steven Spielberg? Who are you?
Steven Spielberg, right?
Like he was comparing me to a radio station in New York that he was on.
Oh,
And my response to him was, well, then you should have those people at that radio station line up at your table, buy your merch, because you
Oh,
just stay
shit.
here.
That's a good dig.
Yep,
Shit.
yep. And I even told him some of the names I had on the show,
Oh,
bigger
shit.
name, bigger names than him,
Yeah.
like Caroline Monroe, like Nancy Allen, like Tommy Wiseau, like Alfred Hitchcock's granddaughter. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's cool.
That was cool. Um, see who else? Like I've had Dick Miller on 5 months before he passed away. Speaking of gremlins,
And Ted White, don't forget.
I've had Ted White. I've had a number of. I've had Tony Basil on here on Valentine's Day, who sang "Oh Mickey," and this guy's trying to make me feel fucking small. I'm like, who are you? So I won't give him support.
You shouldn't.
Last year, I went and I met Bob Kurtzman and Marcy King. And they were signing a lot of FX stuff.
That's it. Bob Kurtzman's a special effects makeup artist. That's who he is.
Well, I brought something special with me. I've had 7 or 8 people from the movie Secret Santa on my show. It's a Christmas slasher film. It's hilarious. If you
Okay.
haven't seen it, you should check it out.
Secret Santa.
Secret Santa. It's directed by Adam Marcus, who made
Okay.
Jason Goes to Hell. I've had Adam Marcus on, and I've had several of the cast on the show. Adam and his wife, Deborah Sullivan, who's also in the movie, they are tickled pink of the support I've given Secret Santa because I've interviewed so many of the cast of people that most people don't know of, and I've had them come on the show. And Adam loved that.
That's great.
So Bob Kurtzman was one of the who did the makeup, gore effects and stuff for the film. I brought Secret Santa up to he and Marcy King to sign. Marcy was quite excited and giddy because I was the only one to bring Secret Santa. And he had me stand by Bob Kurtzman so she could take a photo of it to send to Adam.
Oh, that's good.
Well, yeah, it was good. And I got them to sign it. And I gave them my card. And I said, I'd like to have you guys come on the show. Here's the people that's been on the show from this movie, quite a few.
Hmm.
Anyway, they told me December. December comes along. They said, they're busy, let's do January. I reached out to them January and they said, we've talked about this on so many podcasts. We just can't.
What?
I would never have gotten that signed by them had I known that ahead of time. Because that, as far as I'm concerned, that Blu-ray is reserved for the people who've done my show. So those 7 or 8 cast members, including Adam Marcus, who were on my show,
Yeah.
they could sign that. And I'm like, really? Oh, I can listen to those interviews to hear. That's about the same as going to a cafeteria and they run out of food and you're told to eat off somebody else's plate.
Or
I'm like,
go
look,
or go next door and buy food and come back to the restaurant, eat it there, and tip them
yeah,
for eating. That's what it is. Go to this restaurant next door, bring the food back, eat here, but make sure you leave me a tip for eating their food. What?
I
That's disrespectful and disheartening right there.
I do not compete with other podcasters. And I know there's a lot of podcasters out there that's got a lot more subscribers than me. I don't make money at this. I got two cleaning jobs. And I do this because it's fun.
Yeah, don't worry about that crap. That's
Well,
so sick.
here, well, it went a bit further this trip.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I get to Frightmare in the Falls last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy Savage recognizes me right away. She comes over, gives me a big hug. And I asked her, I said, Tracy, can I give you a kiss on the cheek, please? And she let me do it. And I said, I've been waiting since 1982 to do that, you know.
Oh God.
You know, oh, Tracy loved it, you know. And Tracy started talking me up to Larry Zerner, who is right next to him. And Tracy was telling him my knowledge of the genre, and she was really talking me up. Now she's going to come back on the show, and David Cadams wants to come back on the show. He was on once before, and he was exciting to me, but she was talking me up to Larry Zerner, and she goes, "Larry, have you ever met Greg or come across him?" And he's like, "Sounds familiar." And I said to him, I said, "You turned my podcast down."
Oh shit. Oh
Or Jeff
shit.
Lieberman's going to get a load of this. Can't wait to meet him at a con so I could play this with him. But I didn't say it in a nasty tone.
Yeah.
I said, "You turned my podcast down." Like I'm sitting there, she's like promoting me to you. I reached out to Larry Zerner about 5 years ago or so. He turned me down. Said he's done so many podcasts. Again, the whole everybody else, fuck me, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't take that very well. And people could say, well, it's nothing personal. I take it personally. Sorry, I work hard on this. But anyway,
Yeah.
so here's where it went from there. He was part of Hearts of Darkness making of the Final Friday, which Adam Marcus, it's a documentary about the making of Jason Goes to Hell. And I'm one of the co-producers on there, or associate producers on that through the Indiegogo, because I got a good report with Adam Marcus through my love of Secret Santa. And Larry Zerner is part of that. You know why? Because Larry Zerner is he's involved in, I think, I might get this wrong, but journalistic law or something like that, or stuff about rights and this and that. He's a lawyer, I think.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, the rights for Friday the 13th were being fought over by the original screenwriter, Victor Miller, and the original director, Sean S. Cunningham.
Okay.
Well, Larry finally is being asked a lot of questions, and he's getting a little bit of attention for it. And he's part of the Hearts of Darkness documentary now because he knows a little bit about this. So Larry's getting a little bit of attention. And even his character Shelley, they even imported into the video game that was going on at the time. So I'm like,
Okay.
good for you, you know. You like the attention, but you certainly don't like to give it, you know. But I didn't say that to him, but he's getting all this attention.
Yeah.
We all like attention, but you got to be respectful. So I reached out to him last year and I said, "Would you like to come on the show and talk about your involvement in Hearts of Darkness?" That's fresher material than Friday the 13th, part three, I guess. He read it, no response.
Yeah.
So when I said you turned me down, yeah,
Yeah. Shame.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was good for her to hear you say that to him. That's why.
It doesn't end there.
Oh no. What happened?
Well, Sunday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give Larry a chance. So I went up and I told him, I said, I would love to have you on my show. I'll try to make it as interesting for you as I can. How much is your autograph? And he told me what it was. I said, I'm going to go get some money and I'll come back. So I went to the ATM, got some money out, and I come back, got him to sign a pic. I gave him my card. There's some people I've given that card out, I'm probably not going to hear from.
Hmm.
Now, here's the difference. I didn't go away feeling like shit. Larry gives me this spill about his personal time is his personal time and his public time is this, and he says he really doesn't do this. And I'm like, no, yeah, but you did other podcasts.
Yeah.
And he was giving me that spiel. And the moment he said that, I was like, I wish I didn't take this money out of the ATM because Tracy Savage made me feel like $1 million. David Cadams wants to come back on the show. And this guy, and I said to Larry, because I know he's busy, he's a lawyer. And I said to Larry, I said, I work 80 hours a week doing 2 cleaning jobs. He says, I would like to not be able to work 80 hours a week. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, he's downplaying me. I walked away, like I did the pictures with him and all this. And I walked away and I was in line for the photo op for Suzanne Snyder. And something was just irking me and irking me. I was like, I wish I didn't do that. So
Hmm.
you know what I did? Reached into the bag. I took the signed photo up, rolled it up, went over to the trash, and I dropped it in the trash. I went on my phone and I deleted the pictures of he and I together.
Oh my God.
I said, I didn't tell him I'm not going to ruin his weekend.
No, he won't care anyway.
Well, it don't matter.
I don't think. I don't, you never know, right?
Here's the thing. He's not being part of that weekend.
Yeah, don't let that go in and don't promote him by you putting your hit out there. That's why he deleted it instead of posting it. He
Yep.
doesn't need your publicity because that's what you're going to give him more.
Well, he got so much attention over the whole rights issue and this and that. You want me to tell you something about my show here?
What?
I don't turn down interviews. I've had I had an Australian filmmaker reach out to me named David Black. I didn't know him from last Tuesday. He reached out to me. He says, Greg, I love your podcast. I don't know if you have me on your show. I'm an Australian filmmaker. I made this film.
Hmm.
Would you mind if I come on your show? You know how many podcasters would have said, I don't know who you are and turn them down? I didn't. I said, you're from Australia? Okay. I know the time zone. What dates and time work for you? When I got him on here, he said, we're probably not going to get any more than half hour because he didn't think we had much to talk about because I didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
We talked for 3 hours
there you go.
because I'm that good. And he loved it. He loved it. I welcomed him in. I've had indie filmmakers reach out to me asking if they could come on my show to promote. I said, yes, come on and promote. I'm going to tell you another one. I had an author of the Book of Top 10 Horror List, Charles Rosney, reached out to me. I didn't know who he was. Through him, I got connected with Tara Buckman from Silent Night, Deadly Night and the Cannonball Run. And she's lovely.
Hmm.
Charles reached out to me. Somebody had turned him down. And he asked me if he could do my podcast, promote his book. I said yes. I've had him on 3 times.
Sweet.
But you want me to tell you what the payoff is? When I did Chiller, he connected me with Tara Buckman, who I interviewed before Chiller. Well, Charles was going to be there helping Tara Buckman get set up, just like I was going to be helping Lisa.
Hmm.
Charles reached out to me. He says, Greg, would you like to split a room?
Wow.
We split a room and saved ourselves some money.
Yeah. Big money.
All because I gave him a chance. Because you never know.
Nope.
You never know.
Nope.
I
You
got
don't.
I got I got another one for you. I work as a cleaner. My former supervisor, who's now a caregiver, but my former cleaning supervisor, I got talking about my podcast. She asked if she could come on my show.
For what? To do what? Just talk about cleaning or whatever?
You know what I said? I said yes.
What'd you talk about?
You know what? I should send you the interview because I'll tell you, um, we had we talked about some of the because she would call me a lot when somebody wasn't doing their work and she had to come and pick up. She'd call me to come and help her.
Okay.
And there was some weird stuff that would happen that I remember one time we were at this location and the washrooms were locked and she had to go to the washroom really bad. So she called her boss and she says, there's a key. It's a whale key. Had like a whale thing attached to it, like keychain. We were searching for the whale key. And she had to go to the washroom bad. And I kept telling her, I said, look, go in the mop bucket and just use the thing. I was giving her such a hard. We finally found it and she got to go to the washroom, but boy, did I give her a hard time. But she would, it doesn't matter how pissed she got at me, she'd always bring me back because I was so fucking entertaining to work with her. But here's the thing, that's the kind of stuff we talked about.
That's good. Fun stuff. Random shit that happens at work.
But you know what? Here's the thing.
At work. Life.
She asked me, who am I to say no? I'm privileged enough. Like Lisa gave me a chance inviting me to assist her at Horrorama and at Frightmare in the Falls and at Chiller. I feel blessed that Lisa chose me as a friend. I'm
Yeah.
touched by that. You know,
Hmm.
who am I not to extend the same courtesy to others?
Exactly.
So I had her come on. I don't care whether it gets Jeff Lieberman numbers. I have fun. Jeepers, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this was my supervisor. You never believe the shit we did. I kept telling her, I said, can you get in the garbage can with the wheels on it? I just want to push you down the stairs. You could do like a Super Dave Osborne. She's like, I'm not going to do that. We didn't do that, but I used to like
No, you would be in big trouble. And
I
somebody would definitely be hurt.
but
Somebody
here's the thing. While we were working, we would take jabs at each other. We got the work done, but this was my supervisor. And she says, Greg,
Good.
can I come on your show? I said, yes. I had another person I used to work with when I worked at the hospital. Um, she reached out to me because when she wasn't working at the hospital, she had a side hustle where she was selling makeup online. And she reached out to me and asked if she could come on the show. I was like, who are you outside work? What's this side of you?
Mm.
Seeing is believing. Not only did I have her on the show, but this makeup company called Pharmacy with an F,
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
well, she's part of that. She was plain as can be at the beginning of the interview. As we were talking, she was applying the stuff.
Yeah.
At the end of the interview, she went through a transformation. She was showing that the product worked.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an awesome interview to do.
See?
So I like to look, it's just like with you. I didn't turn you down. I was like, man, I knew we are going to have convention stories. It's not that I'm trying to pat myself in the back. It's that I don't like using my show as a platform to elevate myself above other people because
Mm.
people have given me the opportunity. So I tossed Larry Zerner's autograph out and I deleted his pictures because he's more interested to associate with people that are going to give him attention over the fucking rights thing.
Mm.
Or if the studio comes and interviews him for the Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah. Or the people are coming to the con to get his photos and autographs and nothing else. It's some of the people that are at these cons, it's all about the transaction of what you're going to give them, and they don't care about whether you're there or not. It's
William
sad.
Shatner, what I found funny, Shatner, he was only at Chiller for 4 hours. And like I said, I got my brother Andrew an autograph picture, and I got the picture with him. I think he could care less if he was there. But there are some people who elevate it. I'm going to tell you some of the most interesting people to meet. When I was at the Toronto Comic Con a few years back, I met John Rhys Davies from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
He did something that William Catt did at Chiller. He would always shake your hand and he would ask you what you do. I remember William Catt. There was this student come up and he's like, "Oh, what are you going to take when you graduate? What do you want to go into?" And he would just ask questions. John Rhys Davies did that too, but he did something different. We got the photo. He did this into my side to get me to react.
Oh my.
It was pretty funny. He got like he was great to meet, but it wasn't all about the money. Another guy that surprised me was Corbin Burson.
Okay, I know him.
Corbin. When I met Corbin, he had been taught by his handler how to do selfies. And boy, he was just looking for anybody to come up to do a selfie with him.
That's cool.
Well, one person's been at Frightmare in the Falls a couple of times who amps it up to 11. She does not need coffee in the morning because I think she's made of it. Felissa Rose.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. I went and met her again the second time she was there just because, boy, does she ever make you feel special.
That's great. She's really sweet. Super nice woman.
Especially when she's there with Dave Sheraton dressed as Officer Doofy.
Yes, they were there at they were just there last year.
Yep. Well, at Chiller, one that really can compete with her was Charo.
Okay. Charles freaking amazing. God.
Oh my goodness, to meet her? Oh
That
my
would be
goodness.
incredible to meet Charo. Charo's a
Charo,
legend, man. She's a legend, Charo.
why don't they bring her to Frightmare?
I don't know.
I think they should because I'll tell you one thing, she'll make everybody feel worth it. Because when Chiller, the web page or the Facebook page, asked people who were like the hands down the people they like to meet, Charo was head above water above everybody. People, because she was just into it,
Yeah,
you
she's
know.
very flamboyant and out there. It's great. Like
Yeah,
that's her personality. That's just the way she is.
Yep.
It's not an act. She's not putting on an act for the show. That's her. That's
Yep.
her true self.
And Lisa Langlois, she has a special thing she does as well. You get an autograph and a picture, but instead of paying for the picture, make a donation of your choice, can be even just $1. She has three envelopes for three different charities.
Oh, that's
One
good.
one was for the Humane Society for animals. One was for people on the streets, youth on the streets, and I forget what the other one was. And she would raise money for these. So she would have her money
We
and she would have that to give to the charities as well.
That's really good.
Yep. So these are people that I remember very fondly. Caroline Monroe was really nice to me, and that's one they should bring into Frightmare in the Falls. Caroline Monroe. She was in the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. She was in the original Maniac. She was in some of the Hammer films of Christopher Lee, the
Yeah, I know.
Dracula one. Oh, Caroline, I had her on the show back in 2016. Let me tell you, that was a thrill to have her on the show. But it's people like that I like to support. But everybody's different. Now, when I met Sybil Shepherd, you could tell because this was her first signing. She was just dipping her toe into it. I'll be interested to see what she's like at another con. She wasn't rude or anything, but you could tell this is kind of new to her.
Yeah, so she had a hard time interacting with the crowd, probably.
Well, I'll tell you something. When I meet Warrington, both times I met him, person would take multiple pictures.
Yeah, that's me.
Multiple pictures. Okay. Well, you might have done it the other time
That
I
was
met him
me.
too.
It was me 2 years ago. That was
Well,
me.
then that was you. Well, whoever was at Sybil Shepherd's table also did it.
That's
So
great.
I must have had a good 15 photos interacting with her.
It's the interaction pictures are the golden pictures. These one shot of standing beside the celebrity, all like, isn't the picture. It's the interaction that matters.
Well, here's the deal. Where I mentioned, of course, the Doubtfire face challenge and the old pie in the face thing. I got Sybil Shepherd. I said to Sybil, I said, you know, when I wanted to ask you something. I said, when I was young, I was a big fan of the pie in the face joke. And I know you've done the pie joke a few times in your career. And she goes, and you see her, you see she goes, just once in Moonlighting. And I said, yeah, I know that one. But didn't you do another one where, and I guess it was their show Sybil, where you're like holding yourself up by the hair and you have a pie in your hand and you just let go and let your face drop into it? And they caught the moment. Sybil stuck her finger up with a big grin on her face and she goes, you're right.
That's perfect. That's the moment.
That was a great, and they got that moment. And she was very amused that I brought that up because, you know, so I had a good experience with Sybil Shepherd. So, another one too, Susan Olsen from the Brady Bunch. I grew up with the Brady Bunch.
I met her.
She,
Super
well,
nice.
you know what? She looked at my shirt and
That's the one you're wearing right now?
because I was there with Lisa. I was with Lisa when she got these done, and I got a few of these.
Oh, cool.
She goes, "You know her?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm here with her. She's a friend of mine." She goes, "We went to acting school together." And we got talking about that.
Oh, that's
I was,
cool.
yeah, I love moments like that. And Tara Buckman from Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Cannonball Run.
Mhm.
Absolute sweetheart. She gave me a big hug and she was like, I'm so glad you made it, you know?
That's
She was,
awesome.
I'm going to tell you another one. And I wasn't planning to meet this person, but I had to meet them because Bai Ling, who's in The Crow, she's an Asian actress. She took the pictures of me and Tara Buckman because her table was right next. And I just kept looking at her and looking at her. Her hair was like pitch black with a ponytail. She had her makeup all done up. She had a red bubble jacket on, and underneath it looked like pajamas. I don't think they were, though. I think it's how she was dressed, but it looked like anime all over them or something of that nature. It
Okay.
was like black and white and orange and reds. And I was like, she is dressed to the nines.
Mhm.
I went up to her following day. I was like, you know what? I gotta get my picture taken with her because she just looks so cool. I went up to her and she had tap, and I got a picture signed. Here's what she does. She starts out, she's beside you in the photo, and you know, you got your arm around her and whatever. And as the pictures are being taken, then she presses up against you and puts her arms around your neck and gets
Okay.
in really close. And I was like, wow, that was worth it. That was worth it. And that was just really cool. These are
Yeah. Yeah.
people I would, yeah, these are people you want to have at Frightmare in the Falls because I can tell you right now, you're going to get a good experience out of these people.
Yeah, that's good. That's great when you have great experiences because that's what makes you go back to more other
And there's,
conventions.
well, there's some that are right in Toronto that I gotta let James Ponce know are there. Like he's never had Leslie Donaldson there. She was in Curtains and Happy Birthday to Me. And like I've met Leslie 2 or 3 times with Lisa. She's
Mhm.
never done Frightmare in the Falls. Another one, Ina Karakino, who was the pregnant zombie woman in Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. She lives in Toronto. I met her at Chiller.
There you go.
She'd be a good addition, Frightmare in the Falls.
Well, get a hold of James and Chris and put it out there and that you know these people.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't need credit, you know. I'm
No,
like I'm just giving ideas, and these are people that I think people would
but at
see.
least set them up with something and then those people will get the jobs that they're looking for. And
Yeah, like I like I said, I've interviewed so many people that would be great for these cons, and yeah.
for
Did you
sure.
meet the band Blood Opera?
No, where would I meet them?
They were at Frightmare in the Falls. They actually performed with
Oh,
Ari Lehman.
I couldn't leave my
They
with our
performed with Ari Lehman at the after show last year.
last year. Yeah, yeah. No, I couldn't go because my son wasn't old. I didn't want to go to the party.
Why not? Your son looks like a partier.
He's not old enough. He's yet to be 19 to go to the bar. He's not 19.
Well, if he's dressed as Tony the Tiger, how are they gonna know?
Oh, they ID you, everybody.
Yeah, but
There
Tony,
was 19 plus for the party,
listen,
so
if
couldn't
he's
go.
dressed
But
as
yeah,
Tony the Tiger, then he's by Tiger years.
well, there you go. I should have told him
There
that.
you go.
Next year, but he'll be old enough next next year he'll be old enough, so it
Will
won't
you
matter.
will you be old enough next year?
No.
No?
No, not old enough. Not old enough to go to the party after party.
Is there anybody that you want to meet? Anybody on your bucket list that you want to meet?
Brad Paisley.
You know
Brad
what? My
Paisley.
sister-in-law's a big fan of Brad Paisley.
I love Brad Paisley. But actor wise, Oh, Reese Witherspoon.
I love the movie Election.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma Stone would be cool to meet too. She'd be really
Oh,
cool. But mm,
you'll see me. I'd be a human goosebump in front of Emma Stone.
John Travolta. How about him? That'd be a
He
good one.
he apparently was what Fan Expo or one of those one year.
But we didn't get in. We didn't get it. It was one day. He was there for Saturday, and we couldn't
Oh,
even get in.
I would have gone to meet John Travolta. And you
Yeah,
know what?
Fan
I've
Expo this year.
I've heard nothing but good things about him from people I've interviewed that work with him.
Yeah, John Travolta would be really cool to meet. What about you? Anybody? Well, your friends that you want to meet.
I want
Can't
to
think
meet
of other
Emma
people.
Stone. I want to meet Emma Stone.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'll meet
She'd be
Emma.
one that I think would come to Fan Expo at some point, something like that. Fan Expo's like that, has a couple really bigger ones, and then the rest are just like they had a lot of really big actors though, like with John Cleese and Ralph Macchio and John Travolta. Simu Liu. Simu Liu. He's the Asian uh superhero now, the newest superhero.
I don't know, but
And
like I said,
did you ever watch Kim's Convenience?
nope.
Oh, well, Kim's Convenience, he's the son from Kim's Convenience. But he turned into a superhero for Marvel. He was
That
also
would.
there too.
How nervous would I be if Emma Stone was at one of the? Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you would be able to speak when you got to her table. You'd be
I'd be
like
like Rodney Dangerfield.
you'd be like speechless. You wouldn't even know
Oh
what to
my
say to him.
goodness.
Yeah.
I've had a crush on her since Superbad. That was her first movie, 2007. That's a long time,
Yeah.
you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
than that, I don't know. I can't think of anybody else that's super like oh wait. Yes. Oh my gosh, I just forgot her name all of a sudden. Uh, hold on. Oh, what the heck? She's Beverly Goldberg on the Goldbergs.
I don't
Um,
watch television. My thing's just set up to watch my Blu-rays.
Wendy McLendon.
I
Uh,
I don't know that name.
yeah, she was in Seinfeld. She was
Okay.
not Seinfeld, sorry, not Seinfeld. She was in do you remember, did you ever watch the show Rules of Engagement?
No, but I think I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
and Patrick Warburton. Oh, I love
Oh my
him.
goodness, yes, he was
I love
he
him.
was the wolf and Hoodwinked.
Yeah, I love him. But yeah, her name's Wendy McLendon Covey. That's how you say her last name. Covey. Yeah. Wendy McLendon Covey. It's this woman. She used to be the neighbor she's in a lot of stuff. I don't know if she's in a lot of movies or anything like that, but she's Beverly Goldberg and she was also the neighbor in Rules of Engagement. And I don't a couple other things.
Wow. I wonder if Frightmare in the Falls has ever considered trying to bring in Alice Cooper.
Oh, geez. Really? I don't know.
Alice Cooper's done cons before, so has Dee Snider.
So has fucking Ozzy Osbourne. He was with Sean Clark. That's how I
Yep,
saw him. You saw that? The picture was Sean with the Osbournes? Yeah.
yep.
I saw that. They were doing a con, like they were doing a signing or something, a meet and greet or something. I saw that. Ozzy Osbourne was.
Now, I'll tell you somebody they've had before, but I wasn't there at the time, but I would love to see if they bring back Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh yeah, a lot of the wrestlers there. Hulk Hogan was there a while back ago.
I don't like Hulk Hogan.
Ah, there's a
I,
lot of them. I couldn't think of all their names. Brutus the Beefcake was there, and There's a lot of wrestlers, they go to Hamilton Con. That's where the wrestlers mostly go.
A lot of the wrestlers I like have passed. Like I was so sad when Roddy Piper passed away, and I still have like I'm still in touch with his daughter. She comes on every year.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Oh yeah, her daughter's in the business too. But
Wrestler too?
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
but she and her brother come on in tribute to Roddy, and she's she's stunning. She comes on every year. But in terms of wrestlers, like a lot of them that I would have wanted to meet have passed away. You know, I
Yeah.
want to meet Jake the Snake and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat are two that come immediately to mind that I'd want to meet. But Jake would go right in line with horror, you know? So, I'm trying to think who else. I don't know. But there's lots of ideas out there. I know that.
Oh
Like I
god.
thought it was like the Thanksgiving reunion that happened was really interesting. That was another one too. The web page for Eli Roth, it said $110 photo and autograph. I was going to go meet him. His handler said, yeah, but if you want to get a photo with him or something like that, I forget how we worded it, would have came to $190.
Oh yikes.
And I'm like, no. So I said, you see over there? I said he's got two really, really pretty females from his films there that I can get the same deal for $80 a pop. I gotta go meet them. Plus, I'll look good in a picture with them.
Oh yikes.
So I went over and I met Jenna Warren and I met Karen Cleach. So I did that.
Oh,
But
my-
you falling out of the chair?
No, my heat is on and the back door is open, so
Oh,
I got the
oh,
heat. I can, yeah, I can. I'm like, I think the heat's going to be running in a second, and I'm going to turn it off because the back door is open. It's getting cold in here. Aw, Skittles is
Skittle,
back.
Skittles is like, where's that dog? Does that dog know that I'm related to the King of Beast? Skittles, you're way, 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 way down in the pecking order there. You really are.
Mm,
If I brought Skittles, you think I bet Skittles, you would have a big lineup at Brightmare in the Falls, wouldn't you?
there you go. Bring Skittles. He's got a meet and greet to go.
Yes. Actually, you'd never believe how many I had Tiffany Helm on from Friday the 13th, part five.
Oh,
She requested to see Skittles on the Zoom.
I saw that. That's the one. She's like it was telling you, get the cat. Where's the cat? And you're like, if he comes close, I'll grab him.
I've had her on twice before, but she was pitching this catnip movie, and she had her and Brooke Bundy from one of the Elm Street movies, who's her mom.
Okay.
And yeah, so I had them come on here, and I said, as as a relative of the King of Beasts, he commands that you do the robot dance.
Oh, geez.
She did a little bit.
Oh, that's good. Hey,
Yeah,
she's got a sense of humor.
yeah. So I don't know. So are you done the cons for the rest of the year?
Yep. The next one is Toronto Comic Con in
When's that
March.
one? March?
March.
Do you have
Toronto
any
Comic
idea
Con in
who's
March.
going to be there?
No, they haven't put out any no, there's no celebrity like announcements yet. So I have no idea. We just go. Doesn't matter who's there.
I saw it last year. I saw the list, and mostly was Stranger Things cast, but I don't watch television, so I didn't know who any of these people were. So,
Uh,
yeah, it helps if I have an idea of people I want to meet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just it's an outing to go and dress up and meet people. And we know a lot of the vendors at all these shows because we've been going for 6 years, right? They're
Yeah.
all the same vendors. They all go around to most of the shows together.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm going to see what I get. If Horrorama happens, I'll probably want to do that. And because they usually try to bring in unique guests that you don't always see. Um, Fan Expo, I'm definitely going to take into consideration. I don't know. They'll probably end up luring me to Frightmare the Falls again. You watch. You
Well,
watch.
never know.
You watch. They'll probably end up doing it. You know. I always have fun at them. So
Then go. Have
yeah.
fun. Yeah, why?
How far outside Toronto do you live?
I actually live in Niagara region.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I only live 20 minutes from the convention center in Niagara Falls. So,
They got a lot of nice hotels. I remember I stayed at the Tower one year. I like the shape of that building.
yeah.
Yeah. We were supposed to, like I said, we're supposed to stay at the Days Inn, which was nice and close, but we got upgraded to Hilton. So, and
Oh, good.
yeah, I remember when Lisa did the con last year, we went over to the Marriott there where the people were, and
Yeah, that's right.
I got to talk to Eileen Dietz a little bit, you know. We watched Corey Fell. I was with Justin Dubé, and
Yeah.
fuck, we were watching, like we're standing there talking, and suddenly we're both transfixed by watching Corey Feldman interact with somebody, one of his handlers or something.
Oh, thank
And the way he was, his arm gestures and hand gesture, it was fucking theatric. And
Oh,
then
really?
he flies out the door like he's dashing to his vehicle. And Justin and I just looked at each other. It's like, is he on something?
Never know.
I don't know.
You
But
never.
yeah, but I have fun, and I hope to go back. I always have fun at these. I work cleaning, so I need the break, you know.
Yeah.
Plus
Everybody
I
needs a break.
plus I love Toronto, and I want to move there. I love Toronto.
We'll
And
make it happen.
well, I think one thing that needs to happen is our current prime minister needs to go.
Yeah, well, there's another topic.
That
Yikes.
is another topic.
A topic you don't want to get into.
No,
That's a great one.
you should run.
I know nothing about politics. I don't care to.
Why not? You don't want to lead the country?
No, no. It's all BS.
Your son could be your running mate.
It's all BS. They all do what they want anyway. It doesn't matter who's in there. I think they're all going to do the same shit anyway.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I think Skittles should run. Skittles said there'll be treats for everybody.
Right?
Yeah?
So, cat treats are the crap.
Yeah. Look at that eyeliner stuff you have on red or no, green and what is that, purple and yellow?
Yeah, I did yellow, green, blue, pink, all the colors in the dress. See?
Yeah. Look at
Yeah.
that.
I
Wow.
did this for the show. And I gotta go wash it all off.
Well, I appreciate it. It looks great.
Well, thanks for inviting me because it's my first one. I didn't know what I was getting into.
You know what? I'll have you back on next year. I mean, I got Justin coming on tomorrow. I don't have a set plan of what we're going to talk about. And just go get on here and just shoot the shit. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't make my guests uncomfortable. I just no, have fun. I just knew it would
Yeah.
be fun to have you come on here and chat, you know?
There you go.
Yeah.
It worked out.
And I'll have to reach out and have Warrington back on, see if he noticed as missing food.
Yeah, have him come on and promote his new book and the show maybe before December comes so that he can
No,
promote because he's trying
no,
to launch the book in December. So get a hold
no.
of
I'm
him
gonna have
soon.
him come on here and talk about the plight of the missing oranges and the banana bread.
And then his book, The Bloody Social, and get her out there.
He
Put it out.
wanted to leave like banana bread crumbs to see if he could lure Amy Steele to the kill shack.
Maybe the killer.
I don't know if he could. I I I can't. I think can't see Warrington killing anybody.
Well, when Jason's around, that's a different story.
I don't know. She gave him one swift kick to the nuts around the bush there, part of that movie. I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing a cup if I'm chasing Amy Steele.
Oh, there you go.
What's your plans for the rest of the day before we close off?
I have to go get my son something to eat. That's
Yeah,
about
why
it.
isn't he getting
Make
you something to
myself
eat?
some. I'm gonna make myself Caesar salad, and
Oh,
he's
that
gonna get
sounds
McDonald's.
good.
Yes, Caesar salads, where it's at with fresh bacon. You zest a full lemon, you juice the lemon, and you put real good Parmigiano Reggiano cheese on it. Oh, and Renee's salad dressing. Otherwise, it's not a good Caesar salad.
I
And
like
I'll
it.
tell you, the key to a Caesar salad is that lemon, the rind mixed with the lemon juice, the whole lemon, all of it. It's so good. It makes the lemon, your Caesar salad pop. That's about it.
Nice.
What about you? What are you gonna do?
Well, I was gonna do my live show downtown, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'll go visit my brother. I'm gonna see if the state, I'm not very tech savvy, but I'm gonna see if there's a way where they can show me where I can send my interviews to be played down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because where I work nights and are all night and this and that. A lot of times I on my days off I sleep and I really hibernate, you know. I haven't done my live show down there, and I think that this will be like 4 weeks. Last week, of course, Frightmare in the Falls, but
Yeah.
I paid my dues down there and stuff though. But they need to find a way that I can send it to them online. I don't know how to do that stuff, so they could put it in my 2 hour
You can
slot.
send it through Google Drive. A link through Drive, they can get it through there, as big as it is.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
I can send you a Google link drive that our friends are using that when we did the shoot for the promo for Warrington, they made one for us because the stuff was so big. Some of the videos are too big. You can't send them on Facebook or email or any of that. It's a Google Drive, and then you send the link.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll send it to you and show you what I mean. You can see the
Yeah.
videos from the shoot.
Is there something you have to log into or a
Yeah,
password?
your Google Drive. So
Yeah.
you go in your Google Drive, you upload everything, and sometimes it automatically goes in your Google Drive when you save it. Sometimes when you like say take a picture, sometimes it automatically goes in your Google Drive. I don't know. But you can make an actual Google album and that link, you send that to them. I'll send you what I'm talking about and then you'll see what I mean. And it's only those pictures that they can see that you sent in that album or videos or whatever you want them to see. So
Well,
It's Google Drive album.
when I do my live show down there, I play one or two of my interviews. I have a 2 hour slot.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, if it'd be so much easier right now with me if I could, as I knew how to send that stuff to them so that they could clock it in there. Yeah,
Yeah, so they can upload it and then you're not trying to get it all done.
yeah, because during of course, I'm not the only one struggling to get down there either. You know, it's just
Yeah.
Well, it's life.
I'm working 80 hours so I can afford to move to Toronto and do cons and stuff.
Well, there you go. I'll
Skittles
show
will
you
get
though.
it
I'll
done.
send it to you and you can see what I mean. And then try it yourself. Can't do that difficult. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, before I let you go, I want you to do a plug for my show.
Pardon me? I don't know how. What do you
Just
mean?
state your name and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Brandy MacKenzie, and we are here with Greg Gilbert from Python's Paradise. Thank you for watching.
Absolutely. And now that this is all recorded, Warrington now knows who had his oranges and banana bread.
Yeah, this was really just a witness stand, wasn't it?
But, this was
This was an interrogation,
this
is
was
what
an
it was.
interrogation. War,
It
war,
was an interrogation disguised as an interview.
that's right.
I see what's going on now.
Well, Sherlock Holmes failed him, so yeah, he's
That's a good premise for a TV show where somebody pretends we're interviewing people. In the end, they actually are interrogating, but they don't really know. And then they videotape all of it. And then they go to court against them. Like, fuck. Like, what? You got me. It
yeah,
was just some innocent person out nowhere thinking they were interviewing them, and that was it. Then they go to jail.
there you go. Oh well, I guess that sucks.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, you have yourself a great day.
You
I'm
too.
gonna have Justin on there tomorrow, who I know you got to hang out with at the cons. How long have you known Justin?
A couple years.
Yeah. Yeah, Lisa and I loved working with him. He was a lot of fun, so I'm glad we were able to see him there.
Hmm. There
Yeah,
you go.
there you go. You go work with Warrington again?
I I'm working with him to help him launch his book and stuff like that.
Is he gonna have pictures of you in there? Your
No,
butterfly outfit? Why not?
no, because I'm not in the book. It has nothing to do with me. The book
Why
was already
not?
written. Because the book was already written.
Can we have pictures of him dressed as Jason and your son dressed as Tony the Tiger, and we can have Tony the Tiger versus Jason?
Maybe. Well, there he did do my son was this chicken man, bloody chicken man, and I got pictures of him with Warrington as Jason, like with the machete, but not he didn't have his costume on or anything, so
Yeah, but
it's a little different.
wouldn't it be iconic if he's like Tony the Tiger versus Sackhead Jason?
Probably, yeah. And then he takes his frosted flakes from him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And you're taking his oranges and banana bread.
Well, somebody's got
You
to
know?
take something from him.
Yeah.
If he's taking from Tony, I got to
There you
take
go.
from Jason.
There
I
you
got to take
go.
from Jason. He took from Tony.
There you go.
Yeah.
This just gives another idea for a film he's making.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Brandy, it was wonderful having you come on here today. And like I said, I'll have you come back on next year. We got to do this again.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me, Greg. You have a
I
great.
I love your creativity. That's a great outfit.
Thank you. I tried.
Now, this will be unlisted on YouTube for a while, but what I'm going to do um, uh, before it goes public, I'm going to send you the link and you can post it on your Facebook
Yep, I will.
automatically. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
I'll
don't know.
post it.
Yeah, I don't know when they go public because I don't post the public right away. So, but I do let the guest post them regardless so that they can share them out. So post wherever you want to. I think I said you got a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I don't use it. I think I've uploaded a few ferret videos years ago on it. But
Oh,
yeah.
my brother and his wife used to have ferrets.
Yeah, I posted videos of our ferrets we had a few years ago
Did they
on
used
my
to
YouTube channel. So I could post it on there or share it on there. I don't know
did
if you
they
can
used to drag all your shit under the bed? Yeah.
everywhere, everywhere, under the bed, in their cage, there was there was treats all over underneath my little dog that was here. She used to go underneath all the buffet hutch there and try to get the dog food, like the treats that the ferret would hide in the corner. They would hide food in the corner and treats in the corner and all sorts of crazy shit.
I
And steal
watched
everything.
I watched them. They had two ferrets. I watched them drag my sister-in-law's hairdryer down the hallway and under the bed.
Yeah,
And
everything
boy,
goes under the bed and the dressers, everything.
it's like watching them work on. You'd think they had a big prize with that hairdryer.
I know. And they've got plans for all the stuff they steal. And they like stuff that is like, this rubber that's on the bottom. They love rubber.
Yeah.
Rubber. Yeah, my one ferret, the boy, Otis, he could actually go into the cupboard. I just got them. I didn't know what was going on. I was upstairs in the bathroom and I could hear dishes moving around. I was like, dishes? What? What's going on? So I go downstairs, and the Otis is in the sink. What the fuck? How is he in my kitchen sink? How did he get up there? So I put him on the floor, and he's like, oh no. He went in the cupboard beside the stove. He went up into the fucking silverware drawer, and I have a little like silverware holder organizer here, and there's a space beside it. He no shit did the Mission Impossible. He's laying on the floor. He lays down in the he's in the silverware drawer doing this. He pushed his hands on the roof of the counter, open the door, lifts up. He does one of these. Gets up on the counter, runs across the stove and back into the sink in like 20 seconds. He got in the fucking silverware drawer and opened it up and climbed right out and went into the sink.
So how did you solidify that?
I had to fucking get some duct tape and tape the door shut. And whenever I needed the pots that were in the cupboard that I don't use very often because I use they're like they're liquid core pots that cook like a pressure cooker, so I don't use them that often anyway, like once in a blue moon. So I didn't need them. So I was like, I just taped the door shut because I couldn't keep coming downstairs and he'd be in the sink. Because like, what the fuck? What if I'm cooking on the stove and he runs across the hot stove? Like, no. Yeah, tape. They did all sorts of crazy shit. Crazy shit. It was like having two toddlers 24 hours a day drive you crazy. Messing up the house. Everywhere you turn around, your shit's gone. Your hairbrush. They love the hairbrush. Hairbrushes, they love them. Yeah, you're getting up, getting ready to go somewhere, and you don't know where your fucking hairbrush is because the ferret stole it. You're walking around looking in the house because you don't know. They start buying more than one hairbrush because you just can't be bothered with it.
That would drive me nuts. That would drive me nuts. Like Skittles don't do anything like that, but
Right?
that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, everywhere you turn around, your shit's gone. Shoes. They used to take my Crocs. They used to take all because they're rubber. Anything rubber they had to have. They didn't give a shit what it was. Yeah. They take ice cube trays, those little chocolate molds that are all rubber, the silicone shit. Yeah. Anything silicone rubber, they took it all. They would be gone. I don't know where it went. I've been fucking cleaning all the time, and it's because of them.
Yet.
Stick with your cat. They're a lot less work than a ferret.
I got a whole bag full of those rubber LJN wrestling figures. I could just.
I saw your wrestling figures. I watched those videos. Your Frightmare in the Falls haul.
I've got a big bag.
They would all have teeth marks in them from the ferrets. If you had ferrets, you wouldn't have them anymore. You'd be crying because they would have wrecked them.
Those are collectibles, and
I saw them. They are.
Well, I've got 4 Terry Funks. Now I got one that's got a hat. Now I gotta get a fifth one, so I get the fucking branding iron. Shit.
Oh,
That
well,
I
there you
used on the junkyard dog. Yeah,
go. Okay.
it's hard to get them with accessories. Like
Yeah.
getting Jake the Snake with the snake. Like I've already had Jake the Snake,
Yeah.
but finding him with the snake, that's a rare find, you know?
Oh, oh, yeah. Anything with the accessories would be very rare.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the guy was telling me, he said, you must have most of them. And he said there was 70 in that run. And I don't know how many different ones I have. A lot of the later ones released are harder to find, but when I go to the cons and I see them, like when I was at Chiller, um, I got a bunch of them. And I found Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I knew he was one of the ones in the run, but I'd never seen the figure before.
Oh, wow.
And
So there you go.
I grabbed
God.
him. I grabbed him, you know, and
Hmm.
I said that's a rare find. But
Yeah.
like the find, I've got two Roddy Pipers. None of them have the kilt. You know, I'd like to get him with the kilt. You know, um,
Yeah, for sure.
it's hard to find them with the accessories, but the ones I have, most of them are in really good shape. I've got a few doubles, you know. So I remember the first batch I got, somebody flea market had picked them up and I bought them off of him. So he knew I was looking. So when I find them at the cons, I try to find what I don't have and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, and
Add
grab.
to your collection.
Yeah, so I got a few of those. 'Cause you could throw those down a flight of stairs, you can't break them.
Well, they are rubber.
Yeah, oh, I like those.
They bounce.
They do. And Etsy's been making some upgrade ones, like Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig was not part of the run. And that was one of the figures Etsy made. So I ordered one. It cost me a little bit because I had them painted and stuff, but they did a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, like I wish they would kind of bring those back. Yes, those are kind of fun, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
Well, yeah, you have a great night and we'll speak soon. I'll message you and let you know about how that other stuff goes, though.
You go out there and have your frosted flakes with Tony.
No.
Oh, come on, I heard they're great.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
Full of sugar. Nothing
yeah,
great about those.
yeah.
Yikes.
Well, I thank you for coming on here today. It was a lot of fun, and
Hmm.
yeah, and
Yes, it was.
I'll talk to Justin tomorrow.
Well, you have fun with that.
Oh, absolutely, I always do.
Exactly. And I'll be checking that out to see it as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Anyway, God bless. I hope to see you soon at one of the cons.
You will. Have a great
Absolutely.
night.
You keep that creative spirit. I like that. That's a great get up.
Thank you so much. I
Absolutely.
try. Have a
Absolutely.
good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.